He is ready, right?
Her car seat looks like the right size.
There are probably rules on when to move up to a booster seat, aren't there?
Rear facing, forward facing. I think I have it right.
Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Are your children in the right car seat for their age and size? Don't think you know. Know you know. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
I know my child's in the right car seat, or else I wouldn't get in the driver's seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
You don't usually get a stock tip from a 16-year-old, but I'm here to tell you about a different kind of stock. It's called Better Futures, a stock for social change that's not about making money. Instead, you invest to help students like me go to college. This is beyond a simple donation. It's the opportunity for America to invest in its kids and take an active stake in the future of the country. The return on your investment isn't money. What you get back is knowing you protected our potential. So one day, that potential can grow up to become surgeons and architects, executives and engineers, people who can change the future just by being a part of it. My name is Alicia, and I am your dividend.
Invest in better futures with UNCF. Visit uncf.org/invest. A mind is a terrible thing to waste, but a wonderful thing to invest in. A public service announcement brought to you by UNCF and the Ad Council.
This is Nnamdi Asamoah. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles, but what I do off the field with United Way might be more important. I'm a volunteer tutor and mentor. Why? Because over 1 million kids a year drop out of school, and that's not okay. It takes 12 years to create a graduate, but it takes about the same time to create a dropout. And the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if we get to these kids earlier, their chances are better, and kids who read well by 3rd grade are more likely to graduate. So join me in United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor, because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge at unitedway.org. Brought to you by United Way, the Ad Council, and the National Football League.
They'll challenge your authority. They'll try to break your will. They'll push you to the edge of your sanity. Because that's what kids do. But this car is your territory, not theirs. Defend it. Who makes the payments? Who cleans it? Who drives it? You do. That's who. And in here, your word is law. So when you say you won't move until everyone's buckled up, you won't budge an inch. Until you hear that click. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. For more information, visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup.
Let's go inside the mind of a 10-year-old.
I should have worn those earrings today. I like those earrings. Gabby has those awesome earrings. I need to ask her where she got those, but that's just what she would want me to do. I'll have Michaela ask her for me.
Buckle up, Sarah.
Yeah, but then Michaela will be like, why don't you just ask her yourself? That's just like Michaela.
Sarah, buckle up.
Michaela's such a great name. I wish I was called Michaela. There's like a dozen Sarahs in my class.
Hey, we're not hitting the road until you buckle up, honey.
Oh yeah, seatbelt. I forget sometimes because my brain is like busy, you know? I wonder if there's pizza at school today.
Sometimes it can be tough to get through to your kids, but it's not impossible. Always make sure they're wearing their seatbelts, even on short drives. Remember, you have the keys, you have the power. Never give up until they buckle up. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. Visit safercar.gov/kidsbuckleup for more information.
Saturday, August 28th, add it to your calendar. The Sports Betting Channel presents two
be determined. Our new show starts at 8 o'clock out here in San Diego, 11 o'clock in New York, and then we're done just in time for the first game kickoffs for college football. You're going to get 4 totally different slices of sports. Blackhawk West joins us for Saturdays in Canada and some plays for the CFL game. What do you do when the easy sports data is trending in opposite directions? Well, Mo's going to help us decide what to do on Something's Gotta Give. There's also Paulo's plays. Now, if you're not betting soccer, you really should be. And this guy is very, very good. Finally, there's Wake and Bake, where sports betting meets marijuana. Hey, the games start early here in Southern California. Now, 9 o'clock's a lot easier when marijuana is legal. It's like having 4 shows in one. Check it out Saturday, August 28th on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network, and on the Sports Betting Channel.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
What are you talking about?
No, it's not him. There's only one more. There is only one more. That's it. One more.
Get a rest!
No!
They saw your team put up zero effort.
Wake up!
Remember in the old days, they used to have oxygen for them. Where's the oxygen?
Play like absolute just garbage.
This is the Sports Loudmouth.
Yay!
Man, can you keep it down? I'm trying to introduce here. With Errol Marks, Speedy Petey, and Tyler Harrison.
You're not even a has-been. You're a never was. You're a never was. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's me, Big E. And yes, Tyler, Big Mothball Harrison is in the studios as we speak. And Speedy, like a man, Petey. And remember, you can call us, Speedy. What is the number to call?
631-672-3108.
And remember, you can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Download our app by going to iOS, WWSRN, or Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Benjamin, are you okay over there? Over there in the Wisconsin of A? Milwaukee, hopefully he's okay after all the surgeries. So shout out to Ben. Carl, where are you, bud? Where are you? Where is the craziness? We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight. We haven't heard from Jeff for the week, which is very surprising. I'm very surprised that we haven't heard from him, but maybe we'll hear from him tonight. I don't know.
The night is young.
The night is young. We've got a lot of sports to talk and a lot of craziness to get through. So at 9:30, we'll be talking to Eyes on Isles blogger Michel Anderson. So he'll be joining us. And I got a question for him. By the way, go Pack. I see Ben over here. I got a question. My question for him when we get into the conversation
I think you should save it.
What? Should I save it?
I think you should save it.
I think we should. So I'll wait until I ask. But anyways, we got a great show lined up for you. Speedy, what do we got?
All right, so we got your argument of who is the better young New York goaltender. We did not get into yesterday as a result of having two guests and also not two guests, one guest that was on for about an hour and Caleb McChesney yesterday.
Great.
Great debates, everything. Just we had him on for about us. We didn't get.
And
to
what
that.
makes him so great is he agreed with almost everything.
I knew you were going to say that.
I agree with.
We didn't say he was smart. We said he was great.
No. He was great. He's smart. He's a brilliant kid. 19 years old, and I'm 20 years older than him, and he's still learning. But I can teach you. I could show you the way to the dark side, my friend. So
no, that bright ass orange shirt.
What are you talking about? This bright ass shirt. This shirt is beautiful. You know, it is beautiful. What's wrong with it?
Well,
and why isn't the Knick game on? What the hell are we watching right now?
Because football is more important than
first
basketball.
of all, I am a Knick fan, die hard, and we are here in New York, so we should be watching New York sports. That's what we should be doing. But
they're at halftime right now, 55-51. They're up.
Oh, there you go.
What's Julius Randle doing? He's on my fantasy team.
Take a jump. Let's jump off the ledge.
Nope. It's, 2 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists.
Yes. Tyler's losing.
So he's the facilitator
I'm actually
tonight.
killing this kid. It doesn't matter.
He's like
Julius Randle could have gave me
tripling
0.
up his opponent right now. He showed me yesterday.
Anyways, again, we'll get into the young goaltending war of New York. What else? What are you?
Sorry.
What are you? A chipmunk or something?
I'm rolling along.
He's going with different animal themes every day. From what it seems like.
Yeah, it sounds like a monkey.
Oh, boy, Montez.
But go ahead. So what do we
So
got?
I also get into some NFL trade deadline rumors. The latest on obviously Deshaun Watson, Marcus May, and a couple other defensive players: Fletcher Cox, Melvin Ingram wanting out now, Brandon Cooks wanting out. There's a bunch of them. We got our picks and more with the NBA with the Knicks and the Nets.
Isn't Melvin Ingram playing for Pittsburgh?
Yes, and now he wants out because he's barely playing now. He doesn't like his role. So.
He should have stayed over there in LA. That's where he should have been.
He might go back.
He's not going back.
He's not going back there now. The Chiefs apparently were the rumored team to get him, but they don't have enough money, so I don't know if they're going to be able to make that.
Is that
work.
going to really help them? Seriously?
It's one player. It might not. I don't know.
It might help Chris Jones a lot, though.
Chris Jones.
Yeah, it'll help
overpaid
Chris Jones.
fatso. You know,
Chris Jones is not overpaid.
He's overpaid and he's fat. You know,
He's one of the best DTs.
How about we just strap him to your back and see if you can walk about 5 feet with him on your back? What do you think? Chris Jones?
No, but who? Me or him?
You?
Oh, no, I wouldn't survive. But you might have a shot.
No, I don't think he stands a chance. You're talking about a 300-pound guy sitting on Tyler's back.
Tyler might make
his out of shape back.
Tyler might make 5 inches. I'll just collapse.
You know what? He could grab onto the hair of your back. What does that sound? You know, use you as a horse. What do you think? Is that good?
I'm done talking for the remainder of the show.
Anyways,
there's gonna be a time when he says something ironically dumb, and Speedy, I need you to just annihilate him with me because he talks a lot of shit.
I do. I'm very good at it too.
Oh, you're a pro. You should write a book. You should write a book.
I know.
The Rolo joke book. That's what we should call it.
Yeah, well, I am a very good talker, but
people to roll over.
Yeah, roll over, sit. You'll roll over.
Woof woof.
What the hell is that?
It's a dog.
That's a dog.
Woof woof.
Woof woof.
Woof woof.
How about bark?
Dogs. Wait, but dogs don't go bark bark. They go woof woof.
Well, hold on. You're saying that dogs just woof woof? I mean, that doesn't mean
they don't go bark bark.
No, well,
where are they? A tree?
It's called barking. Okay?
Right, but they go woof woof.
Yeah, but that's not. Hold on 1 second. Again, we're going to go in when we talk about dogs barking. It's yes, they woof, but it's barking. So when you say woof woof, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a dog.
What could it mean?
It could be something else.
Like?
I don't know. It could be something else.
No.
I could see other animals doing the same thing, you idiot.
Woof woof.
Yes. Anyways, so Speedy, what do you want to get into first today? I'm going to give you the opportunity.
I think the debate. I'm curious on this debate here that you guys are going to have.
I was in such a bad
Ilya
mood,
Sorokin, Igor Shesterkin, both having phenomenal starts to this season. Who's the better New York goaltender? They're both kind of hyped up to be that way. I'm curious on this, especially with having an Islanders guy coming up next on the show at 9:30.
It's pretty simple. It's really pretty simple. The best goalie coming out of the KHL since Samsonov was Sorokin. Okay, Sorokin won 2 championships in the KHL. He's the older goaltender. He's a year and a half older than Igor Shesterkin, whatever his name is. Shesterkin, whatever you want to call him. Yes, right now, starting off the first 2 games of the season, he gave up 4 goals and 6 goals, but he didn't expect to start the season. Varlamov was expected to start in the beginning of the season. But really, since then, who's been a better goalie right now in the NHL in the last 4 games? It's easy, Ilya Sorokin. And last year, who was the better goaltender? I mean, if you look at the numbers, at the end of the season, Sorokin was the better goaltender. Now, I'm not saying Igor Shesterkin. Whatever. Shesterkin, whatever. I'm not saying Igor is not a good goaltender, and I think he'll be a good goaltender in the NHL. But when you talk about elite and you talk about guys that you want to put in the Vasilevsky's type of goaltending, from Russia, and they compared Sorokin to who's that goaltender from the 80s that they compared him to from the Olympics that everybody says like he was
Jim Craig?
No. From the Russian team, you idiot.
Yeah. Tretiak.
They compare first of all, he's the same size as Tretiak. And they say his skills and his flexibility is right there with Tretiak. Some people say he's the best goaltender to come out of Russia in almost 25 years. Okay. Now that does that mean that he's going to be better than Igor Shesterkin? No, it doesn't mean that. But what we've seen so far, and in the year and a half that we've seen in the NHL, I mean, Speedy, you're a Ranger fan. Who's been a better goalie in the last year and a half?
Well, yeah, year and a half is definitely Sorokin, because Sorokin last year was up there in terms of the rookie goalies for the Calder Trophy. What could have been? They didn't give him the top 3 nominations. I think they gave the Minnesota goalie. I'm drawing a blank on his name. They gave it to him too, and he was very good last year too. But I don't think
Kalapoko or whatever his name is.
I don't think anybody was topping Kaprizov for the Rookie of the Year last year, because he had 20 plus goals in a shortened season and almost 60 points. So I think nobody was going to top him there, but that was the main competition. Also the Carolina goalie Nedeljkovic, who for some reason they traded this offseason.
Traded to Detroit. He's not doing so well.
I know. I don't know why they traded him.
He's not doing so well anyway. So it doesn't matter.
Carolina's a much better team than Detroit. We kind of expected that to happen, but still, for a team that
maybe they knew something that we didn't.
I mean, they replaced him with Frederick Anderson.
So what?
Great either, but still.
Is Carolina winning right now?
They're all right.
They're winning. So
I think for a team that since Cam Ward in his prime has had trouble with goaltenders, I'm just surprised they impulsively did that. Even if they brought in Anderson as another guy who's still a nice number 2 option, it's still surprising they would have done, or even 1A, 1B, because it's a young goalie. It's just surprising they did that. But going back to that, I think this season, in terms of the save percentage and the consistency,
you can't look at that right now.
I think the 3-game sample at the beginning was Shesterkin, but also Sorokin has done it against Vegas though too. That's a big boost to it. Him doing it, I think 34 saves against Vegas, I think gives him a little bit of an edge.
A little bit of an edge
in terms of this season. In terms of the last 2,
as the season as the season progresses, and you heard Barry Trotz the other day. Varlamov is coming back. They just dropped Schneider. Varlamov will be back. When are the Islanders playing? Tonight, tomorrow? When
they were playing tonight.
So they're playing tonight. He wasn't even sure who was going to start. Varlamov was the lead guy. He was going to start, and now all of a sudden he's unsure who's going to start in this game. So obviously the Islanders seeing things start to sway to Sorokin. Sorokin, to me, is one of the best young goaltenders in the NHL. No, Igor could be too. I'm not saying that he's not, but the comparison are they playing tonight? I don't think they're playing tonight.
No, they don't play until tomorrow.
They're not. They're playing Saturday. Never mind.
Yeah, they're playing
Saturday at 1:30 against Nashville.
Yeah. And
so they're like the Rangers. They had that 4-day break then. So
right. And to me, when you look at both of the goaltenders, and again, you can't really, it's a very short span. You can't really compare and contrast one goaltender to the other. But obviously, when you look at the talent and what is there in the past year and a half, I'm going to say Sorokin is the better goaltender. And as we progressively go throughout the season, and Igor will be the starting goaltender, Shesterkin will be the starting goaltender for the Rangers for many, many years to come. These guys are roommates. They're best friends. One of the reasons why Ilya Sorokin came to the island is the fact that Igor is playing for the Rangers. These guys are very close with one another. Families are very, very close. And I expect these guys to do very, very well in their respectable teams. But honestly, in the KHL, if you look at their records, and even in the championship a couple of years ago, they played against one another in the championship. Who won that championship series? It was Sorokin. Sorokin outplayed Shesterkin. So to me, and you can ask some of the Ranger fans. You ask the Beef, and the Beef loves Igor Shesterkin. He'll tell you Sorokin's better. So honestly, and that doesn't
He also
mean
said to trade a Tommy best.
well,
True.
Calm down. Calm down.
Well, the Beef does say some crazy things, but Panarin and again, the Rangers are playing good hockey. You can't really say that they're not. Now, as far as Gallant is concerned,
you'd be wrong though.
Well,
whoever's saying they play bad hockey, they can't play well at home. I don't understand it, but
they've always been like that, though.
On the road, they're a great hockey team. At home, they can't play for shit.
They've always been like that, except for I think the 2016
even strength.
season.
They're garbage.
Yeah, it's weird.
Power play sucks. Penalty kill though. If the Rangers are a man down, look out. They might score.
True. That's one of the
best
defenses
Speedy,
like that.
just so you know, the Carolina Hurricanes are undefeated and they're 5-0. They play 5 games this year. Frederick Anderson is 5-0 right now in the season.
Anderson's not bad.
He is
not bad.
And for say he's doing okay, they're in second place. And right now, the only reason why they're in second place is because the Washington Capitals have 3 overtime games and they have points over there. That's it.
It's only
right
more
now,
games in hand.
Carolina is undefeated right now. I think they're the only undefeated team. No, St. Louis. Louis.
Oh, the Sharks aren't anymore either. They were undefeated for a while. So.
No, I don't think the Sharks are. No, they lost 2 games.
Okay, so I think they started 4-0 and then they.
And Edmonton is 5-1. This might be the year for
Edmonton just got their first loss. I saw that.
Edmonton. This might be Edmonton's year.
They're too young.
Well, too young. Their defense is playing well this year.
Their defense is finally good.
Yes, and their goaltending looks really good too. So this might be the year for the Edmonton Oilers.
If they can get the playoff Mike Smith that the Coyotes had, where he was very good,
hold on,
they could be.
Let's just call a spade a spade. And when I say this, I don't want everyone to jump down my throat because it's not really directed towards him per se. If Connor McDavid can play a full year, you might have a point. If he gets hurt, then throw this out the window. Doesn't matter.
The question is with them is more offensive depth because Errol's right. Their defense has actually improved a lot.
They have Nurse. They have
Larson. Yeah, but it didn't have.
Really.
It was like certain teams, like the Penguins. They had good guys. They had good core guys, but they didn't have depth. They were looking for those other guys. They had Clefbaum was hurt last year, who's all right.
They're always good,
but now they have some young guys
and they lose in the playoffs
well too.
Well, I think now it's kind of dwindling down, but.
Yeah, well, they're dealing with a lot of cap issues, but now Edmonton actually has more
Malkin
well-rounded
just
guys.
screwed him. Why? I don't know why getting Malkin was not a big deal like that. The 3-year extension for what?
Guys, he is one of the best players in the league.
No, I get it. No, I get that.
Malkin was going for his last contract,
right?
Probably
but I get it. But do you want a cup or do you want money?
That's his call.
He picked money.
He picked
so
money.
That's
on him. He picked money.
Here's the real question:
They're not
does
winning
Crosby
another cup.
stay?
Yes.
Yeah, he'll stay.
Yes, he'll finish his career with Pittsburgh, and if he doesn't, he'll go to Canada. Maybe Edmonton and go play.
I was going to say he might go play with Connor McDavid.
He might. I mean, he could do that if he wants to win another championship. He's not winning another championship with Pittsburgh. There is no way Pittsburgh is ever going to win another championship with the team that they have put together right now. You look at teams like the Islanders that are very well put together. I'm just saying that.
No,
the Carolina Hurricanes are very,
Tampa
very
Bay still
Washington
very
Capitals very well put together.
Tampa's still deep. Yeah. The Florida Panthers are very well put together.
Boston is very well put together. So these teams are,
Vancouver.
When it comes, well, that's the West. I'm talking about the East.
Well,
but when you're talking about the East and where the East
no one ever
is,
mentions the Canucks.
Yeah, they're good, but they're in the West.
Good.
They're in the West. But
JT Miller, he can't play hockey. Screw you.
When you look at the West, right? I mean, when you look at the East, there's maybe 5 or 4 really, really good teams that really stand out that are really well put together. And and in any given year could win a championship.
Vigneault, that's his name.
I mean, and you need a great backup goaltender too. I mean,
you do,
you do,
It's
especially
a
in the
two-goalie
playoffs.
system now,
Especially in the playoffs, because
unless
if somebody,
you got Vasilevsky, you're right.
if somebody falls apart in the playoffs, like Varlamov or Sorokin, you still have
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
I was just gonna say that.
You need that other goaltender that's going to step in and it's going to give you that boost. I think there are quite a few teams that Washington has that. Carolina doesn't have that, and I think that'll be a problem. And as they,
that's why I was saying, why did they trade Nedeljkovic? It made no sense.
The Islanders have it.
What'd they get back?
Tampa has it.
I think a second round pick and some
but they need cap space.
AHL defense.
Boston's had it for years. I mean, all these teams, they've Halak. They had Halakin. What's his name again?
Tuukka
Rask. So you need those dual, unless you have an elite.
And Rask had to take over
goaltender.
for somebody else too.
I'm sorry,
because Rask had to take over.
Well, Tim Thomas at that.
Yeah,
time.
there it is. Right. Okay.
Yeah, you need a good dual threat.
Right.
At
Unless you got that one guy like Vasilevsky or.
And I think a lot of these teams are starting to progressively get that one guy. I believe Sorokin is that guy for the Islanders as he progressively grows into the position. I think he's gonna take the job away from Varlamov.
To be honest with you, I'm surprised it's even a question. I would let the kid start.
Well,
it's not well. I mean,
Varlamov was up for a Vezina trophy last year.
I get it. I understand. But
he was one of the best goalies in the league last year.
Okay, I get it. But I think for the past year and a half, at least once a week, we've mentioned the fact that the Islanders are a solid defensive team, right?
Yes,
they are a very well coached team too. So if you're ever going to get a kid that's supposed to lead a Stanley Cup winning team, you start him now. You let him now. Varlamov is we just lost Robin Leonard, who's a veteran that we can bring in and see if the kid's ready.
If you look at his numbers the last 2 years,
he has not been great his entire career.
Well, if
he came here and emerged as an
elite goalie. He's an elite goalie. He is. He's an elite goalie right now. So look at Robin Lerner. He came here. He's an elite goalie in this league. And I think a lot of and
he kicked Marc-Andre Fleury out of Vegas.
And I will say this, and I'm going to say this again. The one thing that Lou Lamoriello has an eye for is goaltending. He's always had an eye for that. You go look at what he did with the Devils, finding Martin Brodeur. All those years, he's the one who drafted Schneider. He drafted Schneider. Schneider was he was an elite goalie at one point.
Schneider was a very good goalie for a very long time.
Yes, he was. And now you look at obviously Varlamov and Lerner. He has an eye for goaltending. He's always had an eye for goaltending. So to me,
where did he go out to New Jersey? He left somewhere.
I think Vancouver.
Toronto. He went to Toronto. After he left New Jersey.
Corey Schneider?
No. I meant Lou.
He went to Toronto.
Yeah.
He went to Toronto and he helped build Toronto.
Well, he did, but
he's not the one who wanted John Tavares. Then he went to the Islanders, and that was when John Tavares decided to flee and go over there to Toronto. And look where he's doing over there in Toronto. Absolutely.
Yeah, so Kyle Dubas is not a smart GM.
By the way, we mentioned Toronto, right? I think that was Igor Shesterkin. He's like 9-0 when he has to face 35-something shots and 7-0 when he faces 40-something shots. So, and this is not a debate of like, Sorokin sucks, Shesterkin sucks. We've always talked about the Islanders being a well-defensive team. We just said it 2 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm.
They are a well-established team.
Probably the best all-around defensive team in the NHL.
Maybe, probably. They are built very well. They're even a deep team. They're probably 4 lines deep. Now they're not 4 lines mega deep like Tampa Bay was last year, but they have 4 lines that they can send out there with anybody.
I would say they're pretty deep now. I mean,
deep, but they're not. They weren't Tampa Bay sending out 3 lineups of all stars and then a line of average guys.
No.
They're sending out 1 line of all stars and 3.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Tampa cheated, okay?
Oh, hold on, but we're not bringing up Tampa. I'm just using that as an example because I don't want people going. Tampa Bay.
But we know what Tampa did. What Tampa used the salary cap to their advantage. They
Good
made
for them. Everyone should do that.
Cheating.
Well, everyone should
cheating. Gary Bettman, you stupid ass. I'm just kidding.
Best commissioner in all sports.
Right now.
Best commissioner in all sports.
That's not saying much.
That's not saying much.
But hey, listen, take the crown when you can have it. Because Rob Manfred's going to get fired soon, and Adam Silver is going to be there a very long time. So
that's not saying much. I mean, you have LeBron James running the show over there.
No, LeBron is really the commissioner.
Yeah, he is the commissioner. I mean, you might as well make an all-world team.
Yeah.
Make an Olympic United States team, and they play. Well, I'm just saying, make an Olympic team right now. with all the young players and put them against the world and put them against the whole league and see how many times they win. Maybe somebody will come out a winner. I mean, obviously the American team lost the first 2 games of the preseason tournament before.
I thought they looked like they shit. To be honest, they looked awful.
I don't think so.
They looked awful.
What, in the whole Olympics?
No, the first 3 games they looked awful.
Yeah, well, because obviously you're putting all these superstars together, and they haven't played all season. These foreign teams, they play in the off season. They play with each other after the season ends. They do. They go over there to Turkey. They go over there to France, and they play together. So that's the difference. The Americans. You don't know who's going to make the American team. Donovan Mitchell was going to play. Then he decided not to play. Then this guy was supposed to play. Then he decided not to play. I mean, you didn't know who was going to make the American team and wasn't going to make the American team. And that's why it took a while for them to figure it out. Once they did, really Devin Booker got there, and what's his name?
Middleton and Holiday.
And Holiday, right. That team was a completely different.
Because also, I think it was Beal and was it Tatum too that also got COVID as well and couldn't travel with them too.
Another unknown guy catches the ball. So there you go.
Mercedes Lewis.
There you go.
He's not unknown.
No, he's an old tight end.
Oh, and it doesn't count.
It doesn't.
He's out of bounds.
Thank God.
Well, good. Anyways,
Randall Cobb.
Why don't we go to a quick break? When we come back, we will be talking to Eyes on the Islanders blogger Michel Anderson here on the Sports Loudmouth.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is the Sports Loudmouths.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sports Loudmouth. I'm your host, Errol Marks. My co-host, Speedy Petey, and Tyler Mothball Harrison. Remember, you can call us at 631-672-3108. You can go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Download our app by going to iOS, WWSRN, or Android. Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Well. We were talking hockey, and why don't we get into some hockey with a beat writer for the New York Islanders? We are now talking to Eyes on Isles blogger Michel Anderson. What's going on, Michel?
Not a whole lot. What's going on with you guys?
Well, besides looking at Tyler's face for the whole show,
what's wrong with Tyler's face?
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you.
Welcome.
It's not the first time Michelle's ever said that, but good.
His hairline is definitely at loss, and he needs to tweeze those eyebrows. They look like a bunch of bushes. So, Yeah.
That's harsh, man. I get the fading hairline. I got the same thing in the
brows,
right down there for me.
Oh, you were attacking me too. I was gonna be like, "What the hell is this?"
I think you have a little bit. I think you have a little bit more hair than he does. Okay?
I think it's the comb over is doing me some justice here. That's
how old are you? How old are you, Michelle?
38.
You're 30.
I'm 29.
You're my age, so he's 29. He's losing his hair. So
now you know what the screwed up part is. He's got that hat on. He's got a ball of hair under there.
Yes, I do.
He's got enough for me, you, and all of Africa, and he's just hiding it under that stupid hat.
Hold on one second. I wear a hat for a reason because I don't. For some reason, with headsets, I don't like to wear. I don't like to wear them on my bare head, so I have to wear a hat during the show. It's just something, unless I spike my hair, but I don't really like to do that during the show, so I wear a hat. But honestly, that's the reason why I wear a hat. Because I don't like to wear a headset on top of my head. But It's like something. It's weird. Anyways,
And
I do
everything
that
you do is weird.
even when I DJ. You know, if anybody knows me as a DJ, I'm usually wearing a hat. If I'm doing a party, I have my hair spiked, so I don't really have to feel it on top of my head. So, anyways, so tell us a little bit about your blog. How long have you been doing this blog? How many followers you have, and what made you decide to write about the Islanders?
Okay, so how long? 5 years, I'm going to say. About 5-6 years. My son's 6, and I started doing it when he was when he was born. Followers. Oh, I guess if you get like the only thing that has a number is Twitter, and that's around 1,800. So
That's good.
It's a decent amount. It's a healthy amount. And why did I decide to do it? Well, I was working full time as a federal government employee, and I didn't like it. So I was like, this cannot be my life. I cannot keep doing this 9 to 5 thing anymore. So I like hockey. I started writing about hockey, and that's been the last 5 years of my life.
And you're getting paid for it. So there you go.
I am indeed. I'm getting paid for it full time. I don't work there anymore. I officially quit 2 months ago. So this is the full-time gig, baby.
Oh, there you go. So good. Congratulations.
Living the American dream.
Yeah,
Look at that.
Living a dream, writing stories about the Islanders. So you can't.
No, well, the Islander part could probably.
No,
be.
you can't hate that. I love that.
I like the shirt. I like the shirt, Errol.
Yeah. But anyways, so why don't we get into the New York Islanders? And in the beginning of the season, the first 2 games, the Islanders didn't look good. They gave up 10 goals actually 11 goals in the first 2 games. They look poor. Sorokin, obviously a young goaltender coming into the NHL, coming from the KHL, bigger ice. Last year you saw in the playoffs, he gave up a lot of rebounds, which actually affected him later in the rounds, and why Varlamov eventually took over against Tampa Bay. When you look at Sorokin right now, position where he is, and Varlamov coming back, do you think this is his job to lose?
I don't think it was ever his job to begin with. So the way things have started out this year, it was always going to be 1A, 1B, assuming they were both healthy, of course, and that wasn't the case. So it was him. They were not going to be playing Corey Schneider. That just wasn't going to happen. So it was really a 1A, 1B, 50% down the line for Sorokin, 50% for Varlamov, and maybe it changes a 5% here or there based off of whoever's playing the best at that time. But I don't think it's his to lose, because it was never his to begin with, in so much as only his. This is very much a partnership and a duo and a tandem. And the fact that Semyon Varlamov is coming back just reinforces that. There's no loss, there's no negative here. It's just pure positive for the Islanders right now.
So long term, if Sorokin does end up taking over kind of as that main starter type like he's supposed to, what do you see them doing with Varlamov? Do you see them re-signing him cheap? Do you see them maybe moving him? Maybe a sign and trade type thing? Or do you think maybe he'll end up maybe getting extension on this current contract?
Yeah, that's a good question, right? Because like when you look at the Islanders, they're stuck up against the cap. So keeping someone who's on $5 million like Semyon Varlamov is for this year and next doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. But the way that the NHL is evolving, you need 2 strong goalies, right? The gone are the days where you have everyone has their one guy that they play 60, 65 some odd games. It still happens, of course, but those days are going away because they're going into this. We have stronger caliber players that we can put in and that we can share the crease. So you don't see these $10, $11 million goalies as so much anymore. So I could imagine they bring him, they keep it on, just like they did with like Ross Johnson, right? They're keeping Ross Johnson for 4 years. Why don't you want to keep someone who's a Vezina caliber goalie, right? He was 5th for the Vezina trophy last year and probably should have won it, in my opinion, for another couple of years. Now, of course, the salary cap does factor in. So we've seen the Islanders shed $5 million contracts for the last couple of years now. Can they shed this one next year? Yeah, probably. And they might just do it. I see that as the likelier option rather than an extension and keeping him. Not because he's not good, just because we need to make some space, and $5 million is a lot of space.
So obviously the Islanders have been the backbone of the Islanders for the past 2.5, 3 years has been their team defense and coaching and everything else. They showed last year that they needed an elite scorer to really get them over the hump. And that was really their flaw against Tampa Bay, not having that one guy send him out there and get the puck in the net at any cost. Besides Barzal, do you see them being able to get a star on this team with him to just finally get this team to get to the Stanley Cup?
Are you asking me if the Islanders are ever going to find an elite level winger for their first line center?
Yes.
That has been a question that's been going on for the Islanders since 2009, right?
Let's forget the first guy. Let's just forget all about him.
I think they have that one on the team. They just got to move him over there, that first line.
Are you talking about Oliver Wahlstrom?
That's exactly who I think should be on the first line.
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be moving there this year, while I don't disagree that he probably should, or at least get a chance to do so at least regularly. To get to your question, Tyler, I don't think they're going to go out and find one. I think, like Errol was saying, they're going to have to find one internally. And right now, the hope is that that's going to be Anders Lee, right? Like Anders Lee is going to be that 30, 40 goal scorer for their system, and they'll deal with that. And then they're going to add or supplement that with a bunch of 20 goal scorers like Barzal, Palmieri, Wahlstrom, Peugeot, probably even Bo.
So the Tarasenko buzz is done.
I think
I don't think it's done. I don't think it's done. I think if he becomes available at the trade deadline and they can get him for a swoop, maybe a Bailey and maybe a pick, I could see that happening. I mean, they're going to have to shed some money because Varlamov, Tarasenko, and you know this, Tarasenko next year and the year after is only making $5.5 million. So if you trade Bailey in that trade and maybe a pick to make them happy, you could get that done.
Yeah, so that's the thing, right? Like bringing in Tarasenko is the play ideally because, again, like the marriage between Tarasenko and the St. Louis Blues is as fractured can be. It is very much on life support. But like Errol says, he's making $5.5 million in terms of total salary, right? That's the actual money they're giving him. But his cap hit is still $7.5 million. But if you can move, say Bailey, that frees up quite a bit of space to make that work. Can they do that this year? You can always work the math, right? Like if I say no, someone is going to be screaming their mind out, going like, my cap friendly page says they can. And they're right. To an extent, you can make anything work. Can they actually in the real world get it done? I'm not so sure. Not now. Maybe next year. And then that's where you talk about the moving the Varlamov as you did earlier. And maybe someone else, Cal Clutterbuck, maybe coming in at a lot less than $3.5 million per year. And now you're starting to, okay, well, now we've got space. And we know already that Tarasenko is healthy. There's no question about that. So that question may not linger next year when this discussion has to be taken up again.
I think Kyle Clutterbuck will sign. He will sign back with the Islanders. They'll sign for obviously a cheaper price. I think they're going to try to keep this fourth line together because I think this is the best fourth line in hockey. And this is really who they are. This is the heart of their team, that fourth line. But I want to get into the players that they brought in the offseason. You talk about Zdeno Chara and obviously Parisi, two guys that I thought were going to play a big part of this team as they move forward in the season. Two veterans, two captains, two guys that have won before. So when you look at Parisi right now, obviously right now playing on that third line, obviously with Peugeot and the play and Wahlstrom. Do you think Zach Parisi will figure things out and actually start playing like the Parisi we remember? And Zdeno Chara, I think he's going to absolutely help. If he's going to help anybody, he's going to help the goaltending, especially Sorokin growing in this league, especially that 1 year contract. So both players, what do you see with both of these players as they move forward in Barry Trotz's system?
I think Zach Parise has already proven that he's worth the money they're giving him already. He doesn't have the points, but when you look at the underlying numbers, he's doing exactly what the Islanders want their players to do. So the whole Islanders system, you guys have talked about it before, is defense first, right? They play a lot of defense. And I think the best summation of their system that I've heard is it's a bend, don't break system, right? They invite all types of offensive pressure, but they know that we're going to keep you to the outside and we're going to limit your dangerous opportunities, and then we're going to score on our own. And to do that, they need to be playing solid defense and transition that defense into offense. And when you look at the underlying numbers for someone like Zach Parise, Oliver Wahlstrom, and Jean-Gabriel Peugeot, they're very, very, very good at that. They start over 60% of their zone starts in the D zone, but are yet some of the only positive players when it comes to Corsi and expected goals for on the entire team. Mm-hmm. And when we're talking about positive expected goals for, we're not talking about like just a little bit over 50. We're talking like 60%, which is really, really good. So like they're really good at doing what they're supposed to do in the system. So for a guy like Zach Parise, he's already doing what he's supposed to do. I have no worries about him at all. When it gets to Zdeno Chara, that's a little bit tougher because he very much looks his age, right? He's 44 years old. He's not, he's long in the tooth, right? Specifically for the NHL. So when it gets to his speed, that's kind of an issue. But it's not the big issue that everyone's making it out to be. Like the Islanders were never a fast team to begin with. So I don't think we need to worry about like, oh my God, the team is slow now because they have Chara. They were slow to begin with. This is just making them, yes, a little bit slower. But I think what we're failing to realize here is that bringing in extra speed probably wasn't something that Lou Lamoriello could have done. Now you talk about Zdeno Chara's impact on the team. Sorokin for sure is going to benefit from it. But a guy like Noah Dobson is definitely going to benefit from that. You got, the sweet whispers of Zdeno Chara like pounding down from like the mountaintops, literally into Noah Dobson's ear. That's going to help him grow.
Dobson's not a slouch either. I mean, 6'4". I was at the draft, okay? And I remember when Oliver Wahlstrom was drafted, I think at 11, and then Dobson was drafted at 12. I went down to interview both of them. Wahlstrom's a stocky 6 foot, 5'11" type of guy, yeah. And then you look at Dobson. I was looking up, and he's got a personality. And first of all, he is huge. And I told him, I said, we're expecting big things from you, especially with your size. He says, well, I'm definitely big, that's for sure. and we both started laughing. His publicist is not much of a nice guy, but nevertheless, we had a lot of fun. And I think Noah Dobson's going to be a star in this league for many, many years to come. But I think as far as looking up from it, he's not that much bigger than Noah Dobson. That's for sure.
That's true. And it's wild to think, right? Like 6'2", 6'4", you're thinking that's 2 inches, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I'm 6 feet. My buddy Matt is 6'4", and I feel like I'm yelling to the hilltops whenever I have to speak to him. He's only just a little bit taller than I am, but like even then, like when you get to Chara, or the difference between Chara and Dobson, 6'4" and 6'9", it's just 5 inches. But like, my God, it really stands out. But he's going to benefit from that, just like Charlie McAvoy, Dougie Hamilton, and even Johnny Boychuk did throughout their careers, of hearing what Zdeno Chara has to say.
So one of the biggest weaknesses the Islanders have has been their power play the last couple of years. And bringing in Paul Mary now, having them for a full season now, Parise now, who's been a power play guy in Minnesota in the past, and even with the Devils when he was a young player. How do you think those kinds of acquisitions end up helping them out? Now, Paul Mary kind of evolved a bit later because he wasn't always there with Anaheim because Teemu Solane was there, and then they had Cogliano, guys like that. But Parise, it seems like Minnesota always was that power play guy. Do you think those guys will be the first line power play wingers to go along with that because they have the experience, or do you think maybe it could be somebody like Wahlstrom that evolves into that?
Wahlstrom has to, without a doubt, has to be the first shoot option on the power play 1, not power play 2. When the power play goes, he's got to be one of the first 2 guys going over the boards. Barzal, and then it's got to be Wahlstrom at the very least. After that, you can kind of tinker around with how the lineups go. But it has to be Wahlstrom in that release position in the Ovi office, getting that clapper off, because there's nothing that he does better than shoot pucks at the net. But the problem with the power play, it's not even coaching anymore, because they've gone through 2 different power play coaches specifically and yielded the same results. It's definitely the personnel that they operate. As much as I'm a Josh Bailey fan and a Josh Bailey stan, he does not belong on the power play. It's just not there. He's a great passer, but he's not a shot threat, right? Like goalies know he's not going to be the one clapping one-timers from the right side. It's just not going to be him. So I don't really need to worry about it. I can cheat. And defensemen know that too. Give him space. Great. He's going to dipsy doodle. And yeah, he might find a pass and he might do something, but we know he's not going to shoot the puck. And that's a problem, because a power play is hinging, or a successful power play, I should say, is hinging on the fact of getting pucks towards the net. Even if you miss them, it's creating that chaos and getting defensemen out of position. That's what a power play is supposed to do. And Josh Bailey doesn't help that necessarily. And so when it comes to getting a little bit more success on that power play, it's diminishing Josh Bailey's role on that first power play line, and maybe putting in someone like Pajot even. Who's just more of a shot threat than he is. That's the first thing they have to do.
It's funny. Our main writer, who writes a lot for the Islanders, he can't stand Josh Bailey. You love him.
He hates Josh Bailey. I mean, it's a whole nother level of hate. And you want to know something? Josh Bailey has had a pretty good career with the New York Islanders. If you look at, he was the 5th pick. He was Gart Snow's first pick he's ever as a GM. And a lot of people, a lot of Islander fans couldn't stand him. His first 3 years were horrible. They were like, oh, bust. And then finally, he started figuring things out. And he's been a big part of the growth of some of these players and some of these teams. He's been a leader to this team, and he is still an assistant captain of this team. They could have given it to Zdeno Chara. They could have given it to Zach Parise, guys that have been captains of teams, but they decided to stick with their roots and the guys. So I'm not surprised that Josh Bailey is still on his team, and he's one of the leaders, and a lot of people look up to him.
Yeah, well, he had some bad years, right? But what do you expect from a kid who's drafted 9th overall and then thrown right into the league, right? We forget that he was thrown right into the NHL right out of the draft and expected cool, you're a 9th overall pick, go. And is go with what? What am I going with? There's nothing around me to do anything with. And sure enough, it took a while after that. But once it got going pretty well. So you can still say I don't like the first 8 years of Josh Bailey's career, and I'm mad that happened. Cool, absolutely. But you can't then say I am still mad about that, even though he's bad. Okay, well, you can be mad about that, but glad about this. You can do both things. He's top 10 in franchise history for scoring, and people are still mad at him.
That's not saying
what
much. That's
more does he have to do? But still, 10th.
Yeah,
that's pretty high. So I don't know. I get that you can be mad for the first 8 years of his career. But I think we also have to realize that maybe he wasn't being put in the best position to begin with either.
So I'm going to take this second to say my favorite Islander's name, Jean-Gabriel Pageau. He's the only Islander I really worth mentioning to me. But
what about Matthew Barzal? What are you talking about?
Matthew Barzal is the all-star, obviously, but he's a homegrown Islander. So anyway, so real
See what
quick,
I deal with. I'm serious, man. That hairline is just getting me sick to my stomach. I mean, the shine of your forehead is making me even sick.
I mean, we can turn the lights off.
We could, but how are we going to see our guest?
I mean, the screen.
Yeah.
Well, no, the guest light will be fine. Just our lights will be off.
Well, you're right. Maybe we won't have to see your face. Well, that would be good.
You can turn our camera off. We'll just leave yours and Michelle's on.
That's true. Go ahead.
Are you done?
Yeah. I'm done.
No, good. Sorry. Normally he goes on tangents.
Could you just spit it out already?
I'm trying to, but every time I open my mouth, you beat me to the punch. So can you stop? Thank you. I need to get paid more to do this. So the Islanders are a pretty young team, and they've been building up this draft capital because they were god-awful for so long. So in the weeds, do you see them calling up another guy that can go along with Wallstrom, go along with Dobson, or you think that this team is pretty much just set in stone how it is?
They just drafted one.
They did. Aturatu is one heck of a player, even though he's not getting time or the light of day really with Karapat. But he'll get his chances, and he signed to an ELC, so he'll be here next year, and he'll do his thing then.
They loved him, by the way, in the preseason. They loved him.
Yeah, they absolutely
loves him. They Barry Trotz says he reminds him of a younger Zach Parise. So. Yeah.
The thing with Ratu is that he's better for a North American game than a European game. So that's probably why he's not standing out as much over there. So when he comes over here, it's going to be incredible. But with the Islanders now, today, they're a veteran team. They're not really relying on prospects so much. But there still is a hole on the left side of defense when it comes to transporting the puck. And even then, there's a hole when it comes to transporting the puck in general on that blue line. Noah Dobson still isn't necessarily being trusted enough to carry that puck. So when it comes to being a puck transporter, there's no one better in the system than Robin Salo, who's absolutely not dominating the AHL, but showing that he's a step above already what is already there in the Islanders system. When you just look at the offensive and defensive point share that he's bringing towards the Bridgeport Islanders, it's night and day compared to the rest of the defensemen that are there. Most of them established AHLers, and he's, I wouldn't say punking them, but he's much better than all of them. So
with Robin Salo Robin Salo should have made this team. Okay. The only reason why he didn't is because at the last minute they signed Zdeno Chara. But I believe that whoever gets hurt, and there'll be an injury, Robin Saleh will come up, and Robin Saleh will earn his spot, and he will make this team. He will stay on this team. He is the future. He's one of the big futures. And the Islanders, the reason why, if you look at what Lou Lamoriello has done in the last 2 years, he's traded away his first and second round picks because what Garth Snow, you could say whatever you want about Garth Snow, and Garth Snow, as far as bringing in free agents, he's been horrible, absolutely horrible. We all know about Andrew Ladd, and all these different contracts that he's brought in that has really, and Lou Lamoriello had to really clean that up in the offseason. But the one thing he did right was draft, and he's drafted very, very well. He drafted a lot of great defensemen. And if you look at the defensemen they have in the farm system right now, the Islanders are still very much stacked. They have Bodie Wild right now in their farm system, who's going to be a very big, important piece in the future to this defense. They've got defensive prowess, something that the Rangers have been trying to look for the last couple of years. And I'm not throwing the Rangers under the bus. I see you looking at me, but
because you could have mentioned any other team in the league.
Because we have argued this, that the Rangers, over the years, they go after these offensive players where their weakness has always been defense. And the fact that they haven't drafted, and when they do draft, they draft these defensemen that are highly overrated in going into the draft, and they don't turn out to be anything. Fox, their best defenseman, was a guy that they traded for. Okay, so he wasn't even theirs. So again, I'm looking at the Islanders. You were just talking about Rudy, whatever his name is, Ratu. He's a guy that a lot of people are speaking. How about the kid that they drafted later in the rounds that everybody's talking about? Could be the steal of the draft, DeBouche, or whatever his name is.
William
Dufour, which they're saying that this kid could be the steal of the 2020 draft. He has 9 points in the last week.
9 goals in 10 games.
Yeah, it's crazy. So
that's a 5th round pick. And the Athletic, they just did a redraft of the 2020 draft, and they boosted him up from 152 to 55. And you're going, that's a near 100-point jump. That's insane.
Yeah. So you talk about, everybody says, well, Lou Lamoriello doesn't draft right. Well, his first draft, he drafted Oliver Wahlstrom, who a lot of people believe will be a 30-40 goal scorer. Noah Dobson, who a lot of people believe will be an elite defenseman in this league. And then if you look at the other drafts that he's had, he slowly but surely is building the roster and the future of this organization the way he sees fit, that will fit in the way Barry Trotz is pushing it. So my question to you is, when you look at the Islanders as a whole, and I love what they did in the offseason. I love what Lou Lamoriello did. He extended Polak. He extended Pelech. I believe the best defensive pairing in all of hockey. When you look at what he has done and got him on the cheap, he got 2 players for the price of 1. I mean, he slowly but surely, Lou Lamoriello is stamping his name to this team and his roster. This team is practically going to be together for the next 3 years again. Practically all the players were signed and ready to go. When you look at the Islanders, is this the time now for the next 3 or 4 years where the Islanders can make a run and win not 1, but maybe 2 Stanley Cups?
Yeah. If you're asking, is the window open? Absolutely. You ask someone else, they might say the window's closed. And my retort to that would be like, didn't it just open? Like a lot of people have said that like last year, like, oh, the window's closed on the Islanders. And I'm going, how? It just opened. Did you slam it shut? Because that's not fair necessarily. I would definitely say they're in their window. You're right. Like you look at the contracts they've got, the only guys coming off the books is UFAs, Cal Clutterbuck, Zach Parise. Well, that makes a whole lot of sense. And then you've got Chara, Andy Green. Okay, the like 3 oldest guys on the roster, 4 actually with Cal. So the 4 oldest guys on the roster are coming off. Some of them, Cal specifically, is going to be retained for a cheaper price. And then you look at RFAs. Kiefer Bellows, well, hasn't really done a whole lot necessarily. And then you got Noah Dobson.
Trade him. I think they're going to use him in a trade. I think
you're right.
I think Kiefer Bellows would, if they go after somebody at the trade deadline, like we were just talking about Vladimir Tarasenko, Kiefer Bellows will be one of those guys that they're going to put in that trade because he's a goal scorer. I like Kiefer. I just don't think he fits to this team.
Yeah, and he's got the first round pedigree, right? Like, so he's got 19th overall pick. Maybe, and look, Peter Chiarelli is in a power of position at St. Louis. So like that bodes well for the Islanders already. Immediately. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade for not Zach Parise, Kiefer Bellows and Vladimir Tarasenko, and they're going to keep money because it's Peter Chiarelli, and he just seems to do that when it comes to the Islanders. I don't understand, but it happens. But to get to that, like, you look at the core of this team, and the core of this team is together for a while. The only important piece, and I'm using air quotes, but I shouldn't use air quotes, he's the most important part of the team, is Matthew Barzal, whose contract comes up in 2 years. But if anyone thinks they're not going to re-sign him,
you're an idiot.
Again.
You're an idiot. Yeah, they're not going to do the same thing they did with John Tavares. No way in hell. I believe by next year, before they're finally, they're going to extend him. They're absolutely. First of all, what's going to be coming off the books in 2 years?
I'm not saying
they're going to have
they're not gonna try.
They're going to give him $10.5 million. He'll take that. He loves the island. He's not. First of all, after what John Tavares did to Matthew Barzal, after he decided to leave the Islanders and called him the other guy, the kid
who won the Calder,
the kid, the kid. He didn't even call him by his name. He disrespected him. I don't see Matthew Barzal leaving and walking away from the Islanders. I believe that if the Islanders are a championship competitive team year in and year out, why would you leave this team? This team is built. You have all these old guys coming off the boards, and then you have Robin Salo coming. You have Ruti coming. You have this other guy coming, that other guy coming. They're going to have money coming off the boards where they're going to be able to bring in another player. Why would he? And by the way, a new stadium, a new place to play, new ice, the house that Matthew Barzal built. I mean, seriously, he's 24 years old. I mean, he's got his whole career in front of him. Yeah, he's going to be – if you don't think he's the next captain for the Islanders, I don't know what you see. I mean,
no, he's your best
absolutely
player. He's your most important.
He's been their best player for the last 3 years.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying the Islanders seem to lose their stars.
When? Who?
Oh, well, John Tavares just did it to you.
John Tavares walked out on the Islanders after telling the Islanders that he wants to be an Islander for life. He decides, you know what? I didn't tell you that my girlfriend or my fiance was taking a job in Toronto, and that's where I was heading. Okay, he didn't say that. Where the Islanders, Lou Lamoriello actually sat down with him and said, "Listen, we'll trade you. We'll try to get something for you, and if you want to come back, we'll re-sign you in the offseason." No, I want to be here forever. And then he goes with his little pajamas. I call him Pajama Boy. He goes over there to Toronto and acts like a complete idiot, and he hasn't won crap. Okay, and then what? Zygmunt Palffy. The Islanders decided to part way with Zygmunt Palffy because first of all, the ownership, they didn't know who the owner was because he claimed he was a multi-billionaire when he was stealing money in Ponzi scheme, and it screwed the Islanders and set the Islanders back. So they couldn't re-sign Zygmunt Palffy. And Pierre Turgeon, by the time Pierre Turgeon decided that he was out, his career was over thanks to Dale Hunter. So who did they lose? What did they lose? What started they lose?
3 guys.
They lost him because of injury, and again, they couldn't afford him because of the ownership. They've got one of the richest owners in hockey.
Now.
Yeah, so how are they going to lose him?
I'm just saying, we've seen crazier things happen. He might say, all right, adios, goodbye.
Who built
I think Washington? We have to consider when it comes to this, like in John Tavares' era from 2009 to 2018, they went to the playoffs how many times?
Twice. Yeah, 2 or 3 times, yep.
They've already done that 3 times in Matthew Barzal's 4 years here.
Mm-hmm.
So just in that alone, why would you leave that? And then, like you said, the new barn, that's going to be a big thing. And he's on Long Island, basically also kind of right next, well, not even basically, literally next door to New York. Like when you talk about sports capitals of the world, it's New York, man. It really is. The endorsement money is there. And if you talk about the potential growth to any fan base, how many people live on Long Island? Isn't it like 8 million?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Too many.
That's a lot of people to. And look, we all know that the Islanders fan base is not the biggest. That doesn't mean it can't be one of the biggest. They start winning, they continue winning, and Matthew Barzal is a focal point of that. I don't know, like that could turn around not just the fan base temporarily, but for the long term.
This is the Islanders' biggest problem, and please don't lose a guess.
I can't wait to hear this.
You're never gonna be the team in New York.
That doesn't.
You're not. Hold on.
That doesn't matter.
But it does.
No, it doesn't.
It does. You're never going to get more endorsements than the Rangers' top player or the Rangers' top star. That'll never happen. That's just how it means.
What does that matter?
Because it might mean something to Barzal. Why would I be second fiddle here when I can go to L.A. or I can go to Texas or I can go to Florida?
You're going to go to L.A. as a hockey player?
No. I'm just saying in general. In LA, you can make the money.
You go to Canada or you stay in New York.
Canada, you can go to Canada and play with Connor McDavid.
First of all,
why would he be second fiddle
They
here?
couldn't afford Matthew Barzal right now, even if
No.
they wanted to.
No. I'm not saying he's a Ranger by any means. I'm not saying.
Oh, he's not going to the Rangers.
I don't want him. But what I'm trying to
You don't want him.
No, it doesn't make sense.
He's one of the top 5 centers in the league.
No.
I don't want him.
No. I'm saying it won't work because then you got to do something stupid like trade Panarin, and no one on their right mind would say that.
Well,
but
Mike this, I would take Barzal for Panarin. He just said it right over here.
Who said that?
Mike, the beef. He just said it. He just posted it. I would take Barzal for Panarin, and I think a lot of people would. It's a center that wins faceoffs. He's one of the fastest guys in the NHL. He's a goal scorer.
If he said anything else stupid, I'm leaving the room and not coming. Michelle, it's been a pleasure.
Michelle,
you're a great guest. Please come back whenever.
Michelle.
I'm going to go outside now before I rip that moron apart. And that's that.
That just shows you how stupid you really are.
Why? Panarin's better than Barzal, my friend.
Really? What has he done? What has he won?
What's Barzal won?
What are you talking about? He's been to 2 Eastern Conference championships in a row. Where's
Did
Panarin?
Panarin go to a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, not by himself.
Barzal hasn't done anything by himself either. It's a team sport.
It's a team sport?
It's a team sport.
He plays with when he went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Did Panarin win a Stanley Cup?
Panarin? It's Panarin. It's not Panarin.
Well, you don't need to know his name because he's not wearing blue and
It
orange.
just shows you something. He's been a Ranger for 2 years. Where
And
have
then
they
you
gone?
say he was
Where have
going
they
there?
gone?
He wanted to be an
Where
Islander?
have
Wasn't that
they
what you
gone?
were saying all
I
year?
want to know. Where have they gone? Where
Where?
have the Rangers gone since Panarin's been there?
They made a playoff run.
They made the round robin, everybody, and they got knocked out. Yeah,
All right.
They haven't done anything, and he's not even the best player on
That's
the
fine.
team. Zabinajad is.
You're nuts.
I'm not nuts.
You're nuts.
He is
Your
the best
friend
two-way
is
player.
nuts.
He's the best two-way player on the Rangers.
That's great.
And that's the
That's
best player.
When
Two-way
hold on.
hockey, buddy.
When you talk to people that
The game
like
is
hockey
two-way.
with no bias
I was a
involved,
hockey player, dude.
I understand. I get that. But when you look at rankings from
See what I deal
NHL
with?
columnists,
See what I deal with?
right, who get paid to watch everybody,
Yeah.
Panarin's higher on everyone. Panarin, sorry. I know you get very butthurt when I say his name wrong. When you look at Panarin's value, everyone except you two Nimrods have him higher than Zibanejad. It's just how it goes. Center's more valuable. I get it. It's just how the life goes.
It is.
However, Panarin is an MVP candidate every year.
MVP candidate. You hear this?
Every
MVP
year.
candidate. Okay, so
Every year.
so we're gonna sit here right now because
Look at his numbers last year and he missed what?
I'm
3
sorry,
weeks?
I'm sorry, Michelle. I'm just gonna I'm gonna clear clear the air on this one because I am butthurt to listen to this garbage. Okay, first of all,
Glad he admitted.
Panarin is a great goal scorer. No question that he is.
Great offensive player.
He's a great goal scorer. He doesn't play two-way hockey. He doesn't win faceoffs because he's not a
That's
center.
not true. His face-off percentage last year was 50%. Try
Really?
again.
Oh, I'm sorry. 50%. How many times does he actually win the face? How many times does he
50%.
play? How many times does he play at the face-off position?
Not much.
Okay, so 50%. I can play it at 5 times and win it 3 out of 5, and I'm 50%. Or 3.5
Actually, that's higher
times.
than
6.
50%.
I'm sorry, 6. 6 times. It doesn't matter, bro. The fact is, when you look at and you're trying to compare and contrast a player, you got to look at two-way
You did
hockey.
that. I didn't.
No, you're the one who's saying that Panarin's
And
that
you're
much
acting
better
like
than
he's
Matthew
terrible
Barzal.
defensively. He's not terrible.
He's
defensively.
not a good defensive player.
He's not bad.
He's not good.
He's not bad.
He's not good. And that's all. That's the facts. He's not.
Well,
Now, why do you think they
hold
brought
on.
Kalani in? Why do you think they
what?
brought Kalani in? Why do you
Who?
think they brought Kalani in?
To get better team defensively.
Okay.
The team sucked defensively.
Okay.
But wait a minute.
So
Hold on.
Where we coming from here?
When the Rangers brought him here, right? When John Davidson,
Let's hear it.
brought him here.
John Davidson did not bring him here.
Who brought him here?
It wasn't John Davidson.
Who brought him here?
Speedy? Who brought him here? Gordon brought him here.
Right. No.
Gordon brought it. It wasn't John Davidson. John Davidson
No,
was there
another guy
after.
that-
later.
And then they
Another
fired
guy-
his ass
another
because the
guy that
Rangers
got
are
fired for a
morons.
reason. I agree with you. It wasn't a great idea to fire either one of them.
No, they have
But-
Chris Jury. Woo! He's great.
Chris Jury, well, it's
Watch
played
how
out.
quick I played hockey with him. Watch how quick he gets fired.
Well, he's done a good job.
Oh, yeah, he's
The
a great
result-
job. Great
What
job.
do you mean?
Great job. Dude, you're watching the first 7 games.
I
and you think
understand,
it's a
but that's
great
what
job.
we got to base it on. It's a good job, I said.
So
I didn't say
we gotta
great. I
base
said
it on
good.
7 games. Okay.
You
let's
base
base
it on the
season
games you
7
play.
games. Okay.
Anyway,
let's keep-
Michelle.
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
are you there?
I am
You
here.
didn't lose us yet? Oh, I'm sorry. So anyway,
sorry, Michelle.
No,
It's
it's
all
fine.
good.
No. I'll take full credit for this. So
Credit.
you're the Islanders guy.
Yeah.
You're the guy that watches the Islanders.
Correct.
The Rangers call you
Yeah.
And say, hey, you can have Panarin, and we want Barzell. What do you tell the New York Rangers?
No.
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 I'm loving
No?
it. I'm loving
You
it.
say no?
I'm loving it.
This is why you haven't won a Stanley Cup in a damn near 2 decades.
What have the Rangers done, you dummy?
We won a Stanley Cup, and we went to the
94.
Stanley Cup last. We've done it more recently.
Ooh, they lost against LA 4-1. Ooh,
well, that's
that
fine.
was great.
That's fine. That's
They
because the
were
Rangers
delicious.
said, "Oh, Henrik Lundqvist, block everything in sight."
Okay.
So my thing here is not that I don't want Panarin, because I very much do.
Okay.
It's just if I'm going to lose a number one center, right? Like number one centers don't grow on trees, nor do elite level wingers, but I need both. And I can't give up. And obviously you have to give to get in this situation. I just wouldn't give up a number one center, because then I've got no one to play my number one winger with.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I was saying. Yeah, your center is more important. A number one center is more important than the best winger or one of the top wingers in the league.
Well, we're talking hockey, right? Joel Quenneville has resigned as the Panthers coach.
Oh, wow.
I'm not surprised.
He resigned, eh? They let him do that.
I'm telling you, the Blackhawks are in deep trouble. They're in deep trouble.
Why are
They're
in
in deep trouble.
Why are they in deep trouble?
There's a huge thing. They already got fined, what, $2 million by the NHL?
Why? What are you talking about?
Their video coach from the 2010 Stanley Cup team was caught sexually molesting one of the players.
Oh, wonderful. This is great.
I forget. It's Kyle something. I
Kyle
forget his last name. Beach. Yeah.
Beach,
Kyle
Beach.
Beach. Yeah. And he came out yesterday and was explaining all that. Brad Aldrich was the coach that was involved in that. And
was Quenneville involved with it too?
I guess he didn't reveal anything. He was kind of silent on the matter. It sounded like he was hiding something.
He took the Urban Meyer approach.
Stan Bowman resigned as of Monday or Tuesday, and then a lot of dominoes.
First
got
of all, how
fallen.
does a grown man get molested? I don't understand
Tom Breach
that.
was probably a kid.
No,
At that time he was. Yeah, I think he's 31 now.
Yeah,
He was 20, yeah.
He was 20. He's a grown man. That's a man. He's probably what? How tall is he? 6'2", 6'3"?
I'm not sure. I don't really know who he is.
He's a man. You can't listen. When you're 20, when you're 18 years old, you're considered a man. You can't let some other man attack you or molest you. Okay, you're not a 5, 6, 7-year-old kid. Okay, so I understand that, but it doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. But again,
It doesn't say his height. It just says his weight.
it doesn't say his
So
height.
you have to take power dynamics into play, right?
Yes.
Like that's how we're specifically in hockey, right? When guys' literal careers are on the line, and you got a video coach that's pulling some stuff, and it's not just like he can't. You got to read the report. You got to read the report. It makes a whole lot more sense. Yeah, the power dynamic is what allows this to continue, not continue, but allowed this to happen and go essentially undetected for 11 years, right? Where you got a coach saying like, basically, shut up, or I'm going to take your job, and his job was essentially taken already because of the emotional ramifications of that action. And then everyone around him said like, we're not going to talk about this. We know what happened, but we're not going to talk about it because the Stanley Cup is more important, which is absolute trash behavior by any human being.
Absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. This is going to get really sticky. You know it is, because once the reports really start to hit, and what the NHL is going to have to do, behind it, and the NHL is going to be taking a brunt of this, because if you look at all the documentaries that are on Netflix, this is going to turn into a documentary. This is aiming for those things, and with sports, people use sports to get away from everything. You want to get away from your family. You want to get for like 3 hours of your day to watch a game, a team that you're rooting for. You want to get away from this. And then you hear something sticky and disgusting like this. We know about the paternal thing. We know about Penn State. And now this thing comes out. This is going to get very sticky. And the NHL and Gary Bettman are going to have a lot to answer this, especially being that it's the hockey season's early. Quenneville is now gone from Florida. Florida's playing good hockey
Florida's
right now.
the best team in hockey right now. They're undefeated. 14 points.
Yeah. They're playing great hockey right now, and now you have a coach that is now stepping down. Probably
Top-tier coach.
Probably will never get another job again. He'll probably never get a coaching job again. And you're going to have questions to answer, and Quenneville is going to have questions to answer with this whole story, because honestly, it doesn't make any sense. I understand that he's a kid, but you're 19, 20 years old, and you're 6'3", and you're almost 200 pounds. You shouldn't let another man push you around like that. You shouldn't. You're a hockey player. This is what you're built to do: fight back and take care of yourself. When I was a hockey player for 15 years. I was a skinny, scrawny, 125-pound, mean SOB. I would go out there.
Nothing's changed.
That's true. Nothing has changed, but I'm a lot bigger. But but when I played, I was nasty, and I wouldn't let anybody push me around, no matter what my size was. You 6'3", I'm 5'10", 5'11" on skates. I'm knocking you on your ass. Okay, you don't let some other man push you around or take advantage of you unless you obviously were allowing it. So to me, I don't know the story. I don't know what's behind it, but I'm also looking at it. And you're 19, 20 years old. You're a man. You should be,
I think you should read the report because I think you'll have a total change of mind with what you're saying right now.
You have the report, Speedy?
I don't have the report.
Well, find the report for me.
It's on the Chicago Blackhawks website. It's all public.
Find the report for me. Send it to me from email. And when we go to break, I'll read it, and we'll obviously come back and talk about it. But by the way, Carl says the power dynamic is correct. The kid was brought up in the playoff run, wants to make the team, was given ultimatum by the sick guy. So there was an ultimatum. He wanted to play on the team, so he was pushed to do this if he wanted to be on this team. So I didn't know that, but still, I'd say, you know what? Send me down. I'm not playing on this team. I'm not being touched like that, So it's a sick. He's a sick guy, and obviously this is a sick story. And Gary Bettman is going to have his hands tied on this. This is going to hurt hockey.
The Blackhawks are probably going to have to change ownership.
This is going to hurt hockey.
The owners are going to have to sell.
They already did previously. So the owners that were there then are not the owners now. But these current owners are also fighting litigation by Kevin Beaches in the courts, trying to slam the case, even though they're fully well in public admitting that this happened.
Did any of the players know about this?
Yes, apparently they did.
Really?
And they're saying they didn't, but they did.
So if Kane knows about this in Thames, they should be traded.
Well, so they have public statements that they made yesterday after the game. You should check those out. Tays' statements were absolutely horrendous, really. Kane's weren't too far from the mark.
Going through a mud right now.
Yeah,
Well,
they essentially praise Stan Bowman. They're like, they're good guys. And you're like, well, there was just an independent investigation that said they were not. So
hold on one second. So Jonathan Thames said they were good guys, and he knows the story that his teammate was practically raped and molested.
He believes he says that he was unaware of what happened, even though it was based on the reports, it was pretty widely known. But the way that it is being portrayed is that what happened is the act essentially was brought forward to management, and management decided to do nothing with it.
Mm-hmm.
And not only did this act go unpunished, he was allowed to. His name's on the cup. This video coach. He was allowed his day with the Stanley Cup after this was already known to management. He was then allowed to go and have a job somewhere else where he molested other people.
Really?
Including kids, like teenagers.
Oh, my God.
Because the Blackhawks didn't do anything about it, including Quenneville, Bowman, and even Winnipeg Jets GM.
Oh, that's
Kevin
why Bowman
Cheveldayoff.
stepped down. I saw Bowman step down from Chicago. I didn't know about that until I didn't even hear about this story until you guys brought it up.
I got Jonathan Taves' quote right here.
Oh, let's hear it.
This is pretty bad. Not that it was a joke, but it was something that wasn't taken super seriously at the time. I thought Brad being let go or resigning from the organization was the way it was dealt with. Had I been more connected to the situation and known some of the more gory details of it, I'd like to say, yeah, I would have acted differently in my role as captain. And that Stan Bowman and Al Magaz are good people who weren't directly complicit in the activities that happened.
Hold on. He knows that these guys were involved with it, and he still mentioned their names and saying that they were good guys. Yes. I mean, that by itself is disgusting. And
there's more.
Oh,
I don't know if you want it.
Go ahead. Spit it out.
To me, Stan and Al, make any argument you want. They're not directly complicit in the activities that happened, regardless of mistakes that may have been made for some like Stan, who has done so much for the Blackhawks, and Al as well. to lose everything they care about and their livelihoods as well. I don't understand how that makes it go away. Just delete them from the existence and say, that's it. I'll never hear from them again.
Hold on. They're the ones that committed this disgusting.
No,
they covered it up.
Well, they're part of it. They
Right.
committed this. You can't cover something like this up. If something like this comes out, just like the Paterno thing. Yeah, Paterno lost everything. The only reason why I haven't knocked down that statue is because they can't knock it over.
Well, that and the student army had a
they couldn't knock it over. I mean, this is disgusting. And Tyler even reads as a third grade level at the third grade level. That's
I do not read at third grade.
Hold on,
Your mom reads at third grade.
All right. Stop with the mom crap. Anyways, you know what sickens me from this? Jonathan Thames is a leader. He is a 30-year-old man who's been in the NHL, has been a leader of a Stanley Cup championship team, not once, not twice, but 3 times, and has the goal to say what he just said. Meanwhile, those 2 guys were hiding things, and while this man was molesting his teammate when he should be a captain and stand up for him. So, honestly, Jonathan Thames, to me, should be traded. I think Chicago needs to trade him, Patrick Kane, whoever was a part of that team and what that organization stood for. Get rid of him.
Suspended.
Get rid of him.
Taves is going to be suspended.
No, he's not. Why is he going to get suspended?
Because of his comments. His comments.
He's not going to be suspended, guaranteed.
The way society is now, they'll come for him.
I hope that something comes of this for him in some way, but I don't
think so.
I don't think they're going to do
They will
anything
trade
with the
him.
players.
Gary Bettman to be that smart, Tyler.
What?
To suspend Jonathan
He's not going to have a
Taves.
choice.
Jonathan Thames is a superstar. They're not going to say, you know what, we're going to sit you out for 10 games this year because you said something stupid.
I agree, you should. It's just
Jonathan Taves kind of made himself a whole separate storyline.
I understand that, but you know what's going to set it off?
The Knicks are going to lose this game.
Do you know what's going to set it off? Trading him. No, they're not. They're going to win the game. They have more than enough time. They'll get fouled. Well, hold on. We're not talking about the Knicks. We're talking about hockey.
Oh, sorry. I thought that was a Knicks shirt you had on.
This is the Islanders, man.
Oh, sorry.
You mixed
Orange
up the
and blue.
Islanders
Yeah,
and the
orange and
Knicks
blue.
colors.
Losing, they all go hand in hand.
There you go. 15 seconds. Good luck on that. And that was that a foul? No.
Probably the most 2 winning. Well, no, the Nets, but the 2 of the 3 most winning New York teams the last 3 years. I wouldn't say losing.
Oh, so we're gonna ignore the entire existence before the last 3 years.
Okay. You know what I hate about you, Tyler? And I love you as a person, but the stupidity that comes out of your mouth sometimes.
Oh, it's a joke.
It's like I need some
Your
like
hat's
I need
blocking
like
the
some
airway.
mouthwash or something to kind of wash you out. You know, like to
Mouthwash?
clean you up. Yes, you're.
You
yes,
have mouthwash?
Yes, and I need one. Anyways, Michelle, before we let you go, I've always been interested. My partner from the hockey show, his name was Ashley. Okay. I have this like thing. I don't understand why. You're Canadian, right?
That's right.
Okay, so
Which
what
part?
is it? What is it? I'm sorry.
I'm in Ottawa.
Ottawa. Okay.
He's an Ottawian.
So what is it with Canadian names being like girls' names? I don't understand. I said this to Ashley. We had who do we have on the show? An ex-NHL player from Vancouver. Who was it?
Oh yeah.
What was his name? Valerie. Was it Valerie something?
I'm drawing a blank.
Valerie Burry, maybe?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Valerie Burry.
Yeah.
And it was
It was a while ago.
It was somebody from.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I might
Vancouver.
have not been on that show. It was when you and Ashley just.
But I actually asked them both. I said, "What is it with Canadian names being girls and guys' names?" And Ashley, like he got red, and I said, "I'm not calling you a girl. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, what is it? Is there something about the Canadian, language that? What is it? I mean, like what?
I'm French.
French. So French
That's
names.
why.
Yeah. So French names are,
So
both.
there's a female and a masculine Michelle. So
Right.
mine is the masculine. The feminine one has the extra L and the extra E at the end.
I got it because I never and what was funny about it is I think I forget who it was. He was a pretty good hockey player. I think he had 300 goals in his NHL career. He took it to the heart, and I'm like, I'm not calling you a girl. That's not what I'm saying. I said, what is it? And Ashley, like, I don't know if you know who Ashley Sarge is. He writes.
No,
he writes for the
all right.
Rangers, writes for the Devils. He's a beat writer. He used to work for the NHL Network. So he used to be my partner on the hockey show. I used to pick on him
Is
all
it
the time.
Kamensky? He has 200 goals. Valerie Kamensky?
I think it was Valerie Kamensky.
There he is. Yeah.
Yes, and he was on the show, and he was talking about roller hockey and all this other stuff, and he asked him the question, and he because he's like a pro roller hockey player too,
Right.
one of the best, and I thought it was funny, and he took it so much to the heart, and I was like, dude, just relax. I wasn't making fun of your name. I wanted to know what is it all about, and he was like, well, what's your name? And I said, my name is Errol. He says, is that masculine? I was like, I don't know. It might be a girl's name. I don't know. And I started laughing. It's like, and I think he took it to the heart. But I always wanted to know, because I asked Ashley, I was like, why do you have a girl's name? And he says, it's not a girl's name. It's a masculine name. I was like, well, explain to me how masculine it is. And he says, go look it up, what it means in French. I was like, I'm not French, so I wouldn't even know. So I love messing around with people. If you know me and you know this show, I always screw around. As he's shaking his head right there, I like messing around with him. So,
So Michel is French, but it comes from the Bible, right? And it's the angel, the guardian angel, the one that slayed the devil, demon, dragon thing.
That's right.
I'm not very Catholic. So.
That's right. But hey, listen.
Neither are we.
Okay. Well, definitely not him. He's cursing all the time. But anyways, listen. I would love to get you back on the show. You are awesome.
The Ranger guy's your new favorite guy, isn't he?
I
make fun of your name.
What I want to do. What I really, by the way, Carl says, how about the name Jamie? And that isn't French.
That's both guys and girls.
Yeah,
I've heard it with both.
There's a lot of.
I actually know more guys named Jamie than girls.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's. I think that's
No, I know
probably
more- I
that's
know
probably
more
an even
girls
split.
named
Still,
Jamie
that's
than
probably an
guys.
even split.
I only know one girl named Jamie.
Yeah, I know a lot of girls named Jamie.
By the way, we have to mention this before we let you go. We actually have an Islanders fan on our network that thinks Matthew Barzal is overrated. Could you please tell him why he's not?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. He's a moron.
My face will do the talking.
Yeah, okay, that's good enough.
He's an idiot. I love Lyle, but he is in his own little world, stupid. Okay, and he goes to all he goes to all the home games for the Islanders. And I said, if you ever said that to an Islander fan, they probably toss your ass on the ice when there's a hat trick. Okay, so but I definitely want you on the show again. I think you're great. What I really want to do is I want to get an Islander guy and I want to get a Ranger guy,
please,
on the show. Who's our Ranger guy?
Scultore is our Ranger guy.
Scultore,
yeah.
you know who he is.
Anthony Scultore. It's forever blue shirts.
Yeah, he's very popular. Ranger fans.
Him and
love
Errol,
him.
we've had him on twice. Him and Errol have argued on everything.
Because he's a Ranger guy, and the really thing last year he had the audacity to tell me that the Islanders were going to end up dead last in their division, and I said, "What are you on drugs?"
Meanwhile, he had the Flyers winning the division.
He had the Flyers winning the division, and I said, "What are you on drugs?" I said, "I wouldn't be surprised if the Islanders go to the Eastern Conference Championship again this year." And you know what happened? They went to the Eastern Conference Championship. And then when we got him on, I said, "What did you think about the Islanders?" He says they still lost. I say they were one goal away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
One goal. So he says,
I
one
will
goal.
say this about the Rangers. I am a big fan of the Potvin sucks chant. Big fan. I love Potvin. I've got his number there. Favorite player is the reason I'm an Islander fan. But I love that chant because that is a sign of a true rivalry. When you have something that's that old and they bring it up even when there's not even hockey playing, love it. Absolutely love it. Never stop, please.
It's funny. All my families are Ranger fans, and my mother does that too. Every time that chant, just the instrumental of it, the goes off to the arena. Like she'll just be watching it on the TV and she'll say that.
It's perfect. I love it.
Like they all embrace it, and all the Ranger fans too.
Beauty.
What I will say before we let you go is the one thing people forget: the beauty of hockey and what hockey does is hockey hasn't changed. I mean, obviously the fights have been slowing down, but hockey hasn't changed from the beginning. The rules, I mean, there are some rules that I think has hurt hockey. Obviously, the different blue line to blue line rules and stuff like making the goal, the goals bigger, the pads bigger. I think it's affected the game. I think the game was perfect the way it is, but the game hasn't really changed. I think when you look at the other sports and the change and the transition of the other sports, I think it's affected the game. So the one thing I love about hockey is stay true to the sport. So anyways,
wildly agree.
Thank you. We'll get you on again. And definitely, maybe we'll get Scozzeri on. I think this would be great. An Islander and a Ranger guy.
Let's do it.
Time. I think it would be great. Speedy, we got to get that together. Get that together. Reach out to Scozzeri and tell him that, well, in the next 4 weeks, let's get this together. I want to get this together.
All righty.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Michelle. Thank you
Perfect.
for joining us. We'll talk to you soon. By the way, tell the fans how they can find you.
Everything is on eyesoniles.com, Twitter at TLO Mitch. You can also check out my YouTube channel. It's called Deckhands, and it's all about Islanders prospects. Just Islanders prospects, baby, all day, every day. That's where you can find all my stuff.
Awesome. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, we will get into football, week 8 in the NFL. Ooh, yeah. What a rush. Not for the Jet fans, that's for sure. When we come back, we'll get into that here on the Sports Loudmouths.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit him online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
Hi.
Saturday, August 28th, add it to your calendar. The Sports Betting Channel presents To Be Determined. Our new show starts at 8 o'clock out here in San Diego, 11 o'clock in New York, and then we're done just in time for the first game kickoffs for college football. You're going to get 4 totally different slices of sports. Blackhawk West joins us for Saturdays in Canada and some plays for the CFL game. What do you do when the easy sports data is trending in opposite directions? Well, Mo's going to help us decide what to do on Something's Gotta Give. There's also Paulo's plays. Now, if you're not betting soccer, you really should be. And this guy is very, very good. Finally, there's Wake and Bake, where sports betting meets marijuana. Hey, the games start early here in Southern California. Now, 9 o'clock's a lot easier when marijuana is legal. It's like having 4 shows in one. Check it out Saturday, August 28th on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, on the Belly Up Sports Podcast Network, and on the Sports Betting Channel.
You're listening to the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. This is the Sports Loudmouths.
Just blaze.
Ooh, I like this. Listen.
The Big Easy's about to let one down.
I'm going to let one down. I'm going to let one up.
Everyone get ready. This is going to be classic.
You want me to rap?
No, I don't.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Sports Loudmouths. My name is Big Easy, Big Errol, Big Gigi, and on the other
You're
board,
just making shit up now.
I am. Speedy Petey and the Mothball, Tyler Harrison. Remember, you can call us at 631-672-3108. Go to our website at www.worldwidesportsradio.com. Download our app by going to iOS, WWSRN, or Android, Worldwide Sports Radio Network. Speedy, reach out to Michelle. Thank you for joining us. Tell him we loved him and we want to get him on. Get this thing together. I would love to get Michelle on and Squazzeri, whatever his name is, get them on together. I think this would be a good back and forth banter, and we'll see, what both of them know in trivia with their teams. I think it'll be great. Right. Anyways, let's get into, by the way, the Carl Falk Bulls just lost a very close game. The Knicks played terrible the last 3 minutes. And the Knicks got to figure this out because in the last few games, especially against Celtics, against a lot of these games, they had big leads and coughed them up in the last 2 minutes of the game. They are not – this is the playoff. I mean, if it was the playoffs, the Knicks would have lost that game. They would have lost that game. And by the way, Julius Randle, could you hit a foul shot? Seriously? You miss bullshit foul shots with, 4 seconds left of the game? Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Almost cost your team a win. But the Knicks do hang on, and they win, and they take full custody of first place. 4-1 New York Knicks. Who would have thought they'd be in first place? I am coming in next week or the week after. Not sure
Oh,
yet.
Beeve in the studio.
Uh-oh.
Well, I guess Tyler's not showing up, I guess.
No, Tyler better show up.
What day is
Just
this?
said next week.
I think I got vacation days.
You are going to show up, and you're going to be here. And you and the Beeve are going to have it out with one another. Just hopefully not a fight.
Oh, no.
Wait. Who's coming?
If only two things fall in here, I think it'll be a victory.
And by the way, Carl makes a valid point, which I've said this to you, Speedy. You got to tell our man over there, sports betting, the sports betting guy from August. He talks about August. August is over. You need to tell him to change that. So just let him know to change the video. All right.
Real quick, your boy?
Which one?
Aaron Rodgers? Not playing great.
Okay.
All right. Well, I need him to really start being
He's winning, is he not? He's playing a better team. He's got all these injuries, and he's winning, right?
Well, okay, sure.
All right. 17-14 against the most, right now, the undefeated Arizona Cardinals, and he has a chance to win. With his crappy team, are you kidding me? This team, he's winning the Arizona Cardinals. He's beating the, and by the way, in Arizona, right? It's in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's in Arizona.
To be completely fair,
God,
the reason that they're up 17-14 is because the punt returner, I don't know his name. Look up.
It was Rondale Moore. I saw it. It
Well,
was Rondale Moore.
he's a moron.
Nice.
Okay. So what does that mean? Are you going to
Well, he dropped the punt, and the punt landed at like the 3-yard line. So the Packers literally were able to walk into the end zone. Without that punt, fumble, whatever you want to call it, they're probably not winning this game.
Jeff says he's only winning because Xavier Collins is out.
Is he really out?
I guess so.
Anyway, so why don't we go? You have the music, Speedy? You got
I have
everything?
music, yep, I got
All
music.
right, so why don't we get into week 8 in football?
Jeff's
Speedy.
not calling for picks. He always calls for picks.
Speedy, well, if you want Jeff to call, tell Jeff to call.
Jeff can call.
Jeff is a grown man who makes his own decision. I'm just saying.
If
I
Jeff
know
wants to call,
normally
he can
calls.
join us. Okay. Bengals, Jets, Speedy.
Game of the week.
Game of the week.
Yeah,
Game of the week. A 50 spot.
The Bengals are not winning. The
Bengals are not winning.
The
I'll take
Bengals are
your money.
winning. They're not scoring 50 points though. They'll win this game pretty handily though. Their offense proved a lot last week.
I think the Jets defense will play well.
They'll hang tough for a while. I just think the Bengals defense also playing well, doing very well against the run, and just having a lot of good matchup advantages will cause them to eventually get worn out. Where the Bengals will pull away in the second half. I think the Jets' red zone defense will end up holding them to field goals, but again, the Bengals just have too many weapons, I think, and bigger-bodied receivers to help out against that Jets secondary, which is a little on the smaller side. So I'll say the Bengals. I'll say 30-13.
Kyler Murray's going to make me lose in this fantasy week too. It's terrible. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
he's not playing well right now.
Go ahead.
So, I mean, the Bengals win the game, right? But to be fair, I do think the Jets will hold tight in the first half, and then the second half, Joe Mixon's going to play. Joe Mixon will have a very good day today, Sunday.
But by the way, we do have Jeff now. If you want to have him make his pick,
Jeff, what's going on, man?
Did you just say you think the Jets defense will play well?
I do, because
name me a game the Jets defense has played well. And by the
Nope,
way, they
down
just
goes
had
Robert
54
Tonyan.
hung on them by a terrible offense.
Okay,
'Cause,
so
listen, I'm a Patriots fan, but that offense is not like putting up.
I
points
said the
against
same thing, but
anybody.
here's the thing. The Jets defense was in the top 10 going into that game, and the Jets right now are ranked like 12th or 11th right now in the league in all-around purpose defense. So, yes, I think the Jets will play better than they did last week against the New England Patriots.
So what, 49 points?
No,
instead of 54?
I'm going to say like 20 to 10, 20 to 7, somewhere around there.
Oh, no chance.
Okay,
No chance.
We'll see. I'll tell you right now, the Jets will be in.
Is Mike White
the defense
good?
will keep him in the game. He played all right.
No,
Anyways,
I'm asking, is he like good?
He's
Can
all right.
somebody
He's
tell
all
me
right.
how he played in Western Kentucky?
He's all right. Anyways, Jeff, go. What do you think about the game?
Dude, the Bengals are going to break the scoreboard.
Go ahead. That's it?
Period.
That's it?
Dude, they're going to put up 1 trillion points. Hold on. Where's this game being played?
To be fair to the Jets, it's
in
going to
New York.
rain on Sunday, they're saying. So the game's
And
going to be a
other
little
thing
messy.
The other thing is, when can we start nicknaming MetLife Stadium the Big Diaper? Because only shit lives in there.
Well, thank you.
He's right. He's not lying.
As far as the Jets are concerned, I think the Jets will play good defense in this game, especially what happened last week against the New England Patriots. I do believe they'll show up. Their defense will show up. But the Bengals are the better team. Joe Burrow's has proven to everybody that he is an elite quarterback in this league. Give me the Bengals in this game. I like I said, probably 21-7, 21-10, somewhere around there. I think that's where the score will be. Colts and Tennessee.
I'll take the Colts in the upset here. I think the Titans have a bit of a letdown after their big win against the Chiefs. I think divisional games, they've always wacky, especially in the AFC South. They're always weird games. Derrick Henry will do well, but I think that the Colts will shut down the pass and just let Derrick Henry do his thing. And I think the Titans defense has a little bit of a letdown. Wentz has some big plays. I'll say Colts 24-20.
I hate that I go after you. I agree with you. I think the Colts are going to win this football game. I think it's at home. Carson Wentz has played solid all year long. He's actually Dak Prescott will win comeback player of the year, but Carson Wentz should finish second because Carson Wentz.
Joe Burrow.
Oh, all right, right. I forgot he got hurt, so he's third. But Carson Wentz has had a very good year. Point being, and T.Y. Hilton's return has given him that over-the-top threat to help Jonathan Taylor even more. I think the Colts upset the Titans.
How about you, Jeff?
Yeah, for me, it's the Titans. T.Y. Hilton's still unhealthy. The only one playing good on offense or there's only two people really playing good on offense, which is, Jonathan Taylor and maybe Michael Pittman. I don't think they're going to have enough to keep up now that A.J. Brown's getting healthier and Julio Jones is back. I think they're going to put up points and outrun them.
Is he playing Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's been confirmed he's definitely playing.
Yes, he's playing. No. And I think Tennessee's going to...
T.Y. Hilton probably isn't.
No, they upgraded him to limited today, so you're probably right.
Tennessee is going to win this game. I think first of all, how are the Colts going to stop this running game with Derrick Henry? He's been
no one stops Derrick Henry.
And I think that's what's going to dominate the clock. The defense is played a lot better. Tennessee, what they did against Kansas City last week. Give me Tennessee in this game. I don't even think this game's going to be close. I could see I could see a complete domination from Tennessee. Give me Tennessee 24-14. LA Rams, Texans.
Well, like the Cardinals, Texans last week, the Texans will compete for a quarter and a half, and then it won't be anything. I'll just say Rams 38-10.
So, Matt Stafford let me down dramatically last Sunday against his former Lions team. He will come back with vengeance because his offense looked absolutely awful against the Lions. So they're going to look to get that juice back. I don't be surprised if this is the highest scoring game of the week because I think the Rams are going to put up close to 50.
Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, the spread on this game is 16.5 points right now.
No, I wouldn't bet that.
I mean, what's that?
I wouldn't bet that.
I'm taking that.
I'm not betting the spread on that, no.
Dude, I would take it. They've been allowing teams to cover all year. And, like, the ridiculous thing is, this is the NFL. Like, dude, that's a college spread, right? Like, that's a college spread, right? That's how ridiculous this is, that this is an NFL game, and that's where the spread is. Dude, it's not even going to be close. The Rams are going to run it up. Houston only managed to score 5 points last week. They're probably not going to score anything this week. They're terrible. And morale is low now that you have Brandon Cooks tweeting out this place is garbage.
Yeah, I got the Rams in this game. I think I do believe they're going to beat them. I don't know about 16.5. I could see 14. But I got the Rams in this game. The Texans are done. They're going to be one of those high picks with the Jets and with all the other teams, the Lions. Steelers and Browns. What do you got?
I got the Browns. I think it'll be a close game with all the injuries they still have. Probably still no Nick Chubb, even though he did practice this week.
He's playing.
He'll be playing, but Dearness Johnson played well last week, so I feel like he'll still be limited. Regardless, I don't know if he'll have the same game, but I think the Browns receivers, whether it's the replacement guys or the guys that are expected to play with Landry and Odell, whether those guys, somebody's going to go off because the Steelers secondary isn't great. And now Melvin Ingram wants out too. So they're going to lose a little bit with their pass rush besides TJ Watt. So I think Cleveland wins a close one, kind of a ugly type game. I'll say 21-16.
It's close, right? This is going to be one of those wacky games we talked about the Titans and Colts before. This division is the second best division in all football. I do think the Browns will win this football game just based on they're the more talented team, and Ben Roethlisberger has not played well all year. So I'm going to go out there and say that the Cleveland Browns on pure talent eke this out at home. But Cleveland needs to get healthy, man, because they are going to get lucky if they finish 6th or 7th in the wild card because they really need to get healthy.
I got the Pittsburgh Steelers in this game. I do. The Browns are not 100% healthy. They don't have a starting quarterback. I'm not going to trust Case Keenum, especially the way Pittsburgh's played defense in the last 2 games. I think they're going to be able to get at the quarterback. I don't know who their backup quarterback if Case Keenum gets hurt. I think the Steelers are going to win this game. I think they'll be explosive.
Well, Baker might play.
Cleveland, he's not playing in this game.
He's probably not playing.
Case Keenum's playing.
Well, he's going to
Give me Pittsburgh in this game in a close game. I could see it like 17-14. I think Pittsburgh will be able to run the ball against this Browns defense. So give me Pittsburgh 17-14 in this game. Eagles and Lions.
All right, hold on. Jeff didn't.
Jeff
didn't
I
pick
thought Jeff.
Browns.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going Browns in this. It's a quarterback league, and when you look at these 2 quarterbacks, I'll still take Case Keenum over that fat pig Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger stinks, and the Browns' defense is just good enough. I'm not even sure the Steelers are going to score any points.
They are the second best defense in the NFL based on the metrics I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, I have them, and they haven't really done anything in fantasy, but go ahead. Eagles, Lions.
This will be close. The Lions will lose another heartbreaker. I'll take the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, I think, will bounce back after he had a little bit of a rough game last week. He had a good 4th quarter, but I think he'll get some rushing yards in this game. Detroit does not stop the run well. I think even though Miles Sanders is hurt, their other 2 running backs, I think, will end up playing well in this game. I think the Eagles win a close, kind of low-scoring game. I'll say 17-13.
Ready for this? Detroit wins this one at home. They played well all year. They're at home. Dan Campbell has these guys playing real hard. Jared Goff has played very well, above everyone's expectations in Detroit.
Great, yeah.
Detroit ekes this one out. And they're going to win on a last-second field goal just to make it all that much more sweeter. Sorry, Philly, you suck.
Jeff?
Yeah, the Lions have played too good all year to be winless. Like, they should have beaten the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Great kick by Justin Tucker, but they should have beaten the Ravens.
They should have beaten the Rams last week.
Shut up, dude. There's plenty of other games that they played in, that they were in and played well. I think the Lions will win this game.
I got the Eagles in this game. I think Jalen Hurts is going to show up in this game. I think Jared Goff has been sensational this year. He really has. He's surprised a lot of people, including yours truly. But I think the Eagles' defense is elite. And I think that this team is going to be able to stay in this game. I don't know if the Lions are going to be able to pull away from this Eagle team. So give me the Eagles 21-17. 49ers and Bears.
Matt Nagy out with COVID. Give me the Bears. I think if Justin Fields, this. I don't know if it'll be a statement. I don't know, but it'll be something to show that he's good. I think Bill Lazor now calling the plays like Carl's been mentioning many times, and Ashish mentioned last week. I think that'll end up making a difference. And I don't think really any of these players like Nagy, and I think they'll rally around it. The 49ers haven't looked good yet this year. They've only beaten the Eagles and the Lions, which doesn't say much. So give me the Bears, kind of close, low-scoring game, middle scoring. I'll say 21-17.
I'm taking San Francisco. I think that Kyle Shanahan knows that his job is getting kind of tight, and I think
Not
that
this year, next
no,
year.
but it's getting tight. His room for error is becoming drastically smaller, and I think now with Jimmy G back, George Kittle's getting healthier. You're going to start seeing Deebo Samuel go off. I don't know why Brandon Ayuk's not touching the ball for the life of me.
Nobody does.
But Khalil Mack is not going to play on Sunday. So that's a huge loss for that front seven. Great offensive line, one of the best running teams in the NFL. I think they're going to be able to run up the score, run up the time, and that's how you win football games.
They're playing in Chicago, and it's going to be cold and rainy.
No, I know. That's perfect for ground and pound teams, which San Francisco clearly is.
Jeff?
Yeah, I think Justin Fields is playing better and better each week. Like, not huge jumps in improvement, but incrementally he's getting better. And I don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo, so give me the Bears at home.
I got the Bears, too. I think it's going to be cold. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be disgusting out. San Francisco, a bunch of prima donnas. Give me the Bears in this game. I think they're prima donnas. I do. Give me the Bears. I think this will be a close game. This will be a field goal game. If it goes to field goals, give me the Bears. I think the Bears will win this game. Panthers and Falcons.
I'll take Carolina to bounce back here. I don't think they're this bad. I know they've had a rough time with turnovers.
Better hope not.
Yeah, they've had. I don't think they're this bad though. I don't think they're as good as their 3-0 start was, but I don't think they're also this bad. Atlanta's only beaten bad teams this year, so I think if they're nearly blowing it last week, I think they'll lose a lead late in the fourth quarter. I'll take the Panthers, 23-17.
I'm going to take the Falcons here. I don't like how Sam Darnold's attitude's changed now that he's losing some football games. And Matt Rule hasn't really impressed me either. He's kind of just going with the same formula. And where the hell is Christian McCaffrey? Like, I know he's
Out for
hurt.
2 more weeks.
No, I know, but where is
Can't stay
his
healthy.
right? So
He's awesome. He can't stay.
no, I get it. And his replacement, Choo, what's his name?
Chuba Hubbard.
Has just not lived up to an average back. So, I mean, I think that Atlanta's going to have a very good day, and Kyle Pitts is, I think, going to dominate on Sunday.
Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Falcons in this game, just for the main reason that, going into the season, I was, really rooting for Sam Darnold, but I think he still thinks he's playing for the Jets. So
I don't think he thinks he's playing for the Jets. I think he's playing for the Carolina Panthers, and he was depending too much on Christian McCaffrey, which I was telling everybody when he got hurt, watch out. You're going to see a completely different Sam Darnold when he doesn't have that little, I guess you could say, blanket over there with Christian McCaffrey. Listen, Sam is a decent quarterback. I think when he gets put under pressure, he can't make the throws. I think this is going to happen this week. It's going to be in Atlanta. Sam's going to lose another game. I do believe he's going to lose another game. I think the Falcons are a better team. I don't know how they're going to stop Kyle Pitts. I don't. So give me the Falcons on a close game, 21-19. Dolphins, Bills.
Buffalo's obviously going to win. I think Miami will hang tough in the first half with their defense, but I think the second half, Buffalo will pull away. I think the running game for Buffalo will do well as well. We've seen Zach Moss, when he's been healthy, been very impressive this year, and Miami's had a lot of trouble stopping the run. I think Josh Allen plays well. Not great, but I'll say well in this game. So I'll take Buffalo 30-17.
I think Buffalo's going to dominate this whole football game. It's not going to be close. The only question I really have about this football game is, do you start Jacoby Brissett or do you start Tua Tagovailoa?
Tua will start. He's played well the last
He
two
shouldn't,
games.
because if he gets hurt in this game, because that defense is going to smother him, goodbye. Bye-bye trade value. You have none now.
Well, he's gone anyway. So.
Well, apparently not.
Until this thing gets handled. But, Jeff, who do you got?
Yeah, I can't see the Bills not winning this game. I mean, things are bad in the building when you're thinking about trading for a rapist. No? That seemed like a good sign.
That's terrible.
This dude's been rubbing his wee-wee on everything moving, and was like, that's the dude we want to come in and play football because Hawaiian Tebow is just amazing. Right? I mean, morale can't be high in that building, right?
I think this is
morale's underwater.
I think this game's going to be a lot closer than people think. I think the game will be close, but I think the Bills are the better team. I think the Bills get their win, and they go 5-2. Give me the Bills. Chargers and Patriots.
I got the Chargers in this one, fresh off a bye week. Mike Williams will be a lot healthier. He was playing hurt last week against the Ravens. I think the Chargers bounce back nicely. They've been one of those teams that's been good at spreading the ball around, which is the Patriots like to key in on one guy. So, and without Jonathan Jones, he's still on IR. That secondary definitely has lost a lot. I think that they have a letdown against.
He's done for the season, Speed.
He's done for the season? Okay, wow, that's even worse. All right, so yeah.
Yeah, he had season-ending surgery. He's done.
So I think the Chargers will definitely be able to spread the ball around nicely. Justin Herbert plays well. And that offense for the Patriots, even though they looked good last week against the Jets, they've only really looked good against the Jets and the one game against Dallas. So that's really it. I'm going to take the Chargers 27-17.
What are you talking about? They haven't really looked good. They've played
against they look good against Dallas. That's the one, the Jets. That's it.
And they should have beat Tampa. They only lost to Tampa because the ball hit the upright.
They lost.
And
That was a low-scoring game.
And they only lost. So what? Doesn't mean they didn't play good, dude. Like
I said, the offense, not the whole team.
Have you fallen and bumped your head?
I said the offense, not the whole team. The defense played well against Tampa.
Very, very sneakily, and I realize they're 3-4 and whatever. This team could be 5-1 in a blank.
Okay, so could the Vikings.
Hold on to your hat. You have a saying, right, that the Chargers are the least clutch team in football?
I do, and I have them winning by 10, not by 3.
Well, they're going to lose the game completely. I'm actually going to take the Patriots here, and here's the biggest reason why. The Chargers have not stopped the run all year long. And Damian Harris, if he plays how he played last week, will run up and down the field on the Chargers, which gives Mac Jones the stereotypical, I just don't have to win the football game, but I just don't have to lose it, which is what Belichick loves in his rookie quarterbacks. Mac Jones has played very well. And I think that continues. I think Patriots upset the Chargers.
Jeff?
Yeah, I mean, you got to take the Chargers at home, right? Patriots have to travel cross country.
No, you don't.
Jonathan Jones isn't there. Shut up.
You don't.
You do. And by the way, say something again about my mother. Say something again about my mother.
Oh, that was you? I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't. Errol just
Yeah,
said
you
a
did.
comment.
Yes, you did.
Yeah,
No,
you
he
did.
didn't. You said Tyler Reed's at third grade and league level. That's all you said.
Say something again about my mother.
I didn't know.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Say something again about my mother.
I didn't know.
And now you're laughing about it.
What? I didn't know it was you. That's why I'm laughing. I had no idea. Why
Say
would it
something
take
again,
you?
stupid.
Why would you take that long to mention that? That would have been the first thing that I said.
Because I was trying to ignore you, but you keep trying to engage with me or whatever. Like we're
No,
cool
I'm
or
not.
something.
You said something, so I answered you.
Fuck off, you pussy ass bitch.
Ooh.
Guy, so he's got the Chargers. I got the Chargers in this game, and Jeff's right. You have to go all across
You
country.
don't have to do anything.
You have to. You're gonna do it. What are you gonna do? You're gonna play
There's
New England?
2 teams. You don't have to pick anybody. 50-50.
You're flying over to LA.
The Patriots have a ton of injuries in their secondary. They're so thin in the secondary, and the Chargers like to throw the football. That's a bad recipe.
And the Chargers had a bye week. I think they're going to be even better. I think they're going to be explosive. Give me the Chargers. I think this could be a blowout game. 27-14.
Definitely not.
Seattle Jaguars.
Another ugly game. I'll take Seattle at home.
Really?
I'll take Seattle. Yeah, Jacksonville's defense is nothing special, and Seattle's defense. Seattle's defense isn't anything special either. But Jacksonville's had trouble with turnovers.
Trevor Lawrence, Geno Smith.
Trevor Lawrence plays better than Geno Smith, but the Seattle runs the ball better. And I just think that Jacksonville will get turnovers that'll cost them some short fields. I'll take Seattle. Seattle runs the ball better, and I just think that Jacksonville.
All right, so you got them. All right, so who do you got?
I got 24-20 Seattle.
How about you, Speedy? I mean,
Speedy, you got
Tyler.
to go again.
Tyler, your turn.
I honestly don't know. I would love to say there's a tie here. Because both teams are bad. Seattle has to kind of win this football game. No, they're at home. And Pete Carroll really should be able to outcoach Urban Meyer. I'm going to take Seattle by the skin of my teeth. Obviously Russell Wilson's there. This isn't even a conversation, but I do kind of think Geno Smith can play good enough to not lose this football game. So I'll take Seattle at home.
Okay, Jeff.
What game was this again?
We have the Jaguars in Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, I hate myself, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take Jacksonville. With Geno Smith, Trevor Lawrence is playing better. Geno Smith didn't look. I realized it was raining and stuff, but he was at home and he didn't look very good, right? And Jacksonville's playing a little better, even though they still kind of stink. So I'll take Jacksonville.
I got Jacksonville in this game too. I don't trust Geno Smith. I don't trust the Seattle defense. I don't care how bad the Jaguars defense is. I think the Jaguars
Seattle defense played pretty damn good on Monday.
Okay, and let's see them do it against a better quarterback, okay? So give me the Jaguars in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence will throw over 300 yards in this game. Give me 3 touchdowns. Jaguars win this game 24-17. Washington and the Broncos. This is going to be a fun game.
This is going to be kind of get some big plays, but mostly defense-dominated game. I'll take the Broncos at home.
Of course you do.
Of course I do. I didn't take
the Broncos making the playoffs.
I don't. At the start of the season, I said I retract on that. Because I didn't expect the Raiders to be as good as they've been. They've been very impressive. They're now the team replacing the Broncos in that wild card spot. But I'll take the Broncos in this game. I think they get Jerry Jeudy back. I don't think he'll play great, but he'll definitely provide an element to the field. The Washington secondary's had some trouble this year, even though Denver's offensive line's had trouble too. So I'll take the Broncos. Close game, 21-13. I'll say.
I'm going to take the Redskins here. I think that you're going to see a resurgence from Antonio Gibson finally, and I think Terry McLaurin's going to have a field day. Just an absolute stud. And Taylor Heineke is going to outplay Teddy Bridgewater. That's really the bones and marrow to it.
Jeff, what do you got?
Yeah, I'll take Speedy Petey's Palominos in this one. Washington is not the same team they were last year. They looked like they were coming on, and we're going to be good this year. They stink. They really stink.
They do.
They need a quarterback desperately. Taylor Heineke's the worst.
I got the Broncos.
This Taylor Heineke contract might rank up there with Matt Flynn's as one of the biggest robberies I've ever seen.
Well, he hasn't looked good, and he hasn't, and that defense has looked awful too, with all those.
All Matt Flynn was missing was the gun and the mask. That was robbery.
I got the Broncos in this game. I think the Broncos, Teddy Bridgewater, I think he's going to do enough. I think, obviously, they're getting healthier. I think you're going to see Jerry Jeudy next week. I think he's on IR. I think he's back next week.
He says they could come back this week.
Yeah, no, he's on IR. He's going to be out this week. But Jerry Jeudy will be back next week. I think they're getting healthy at the right time. I don't think they're making the playoffs, but I think they'll be able to be competitive right at the end. Give me the Broncos in this game. I think they're the better team. 24-10. Buccaneers, Saints.
I'll go upset here. I'll take the Saints here. The Buccaneers, I think, have a bit of a letdown after their 38-3 win. Tom Brady obviously having the 600 touchdown pass. I think they have a little bit of a letdown. The Saints defense has continued to play very well this season. Their pass rush especially has been good. And the run defense, which Fournette's getting hot now too for Tampa, but I don't think it'll be the same in terms of a one-dimensional offense.
I also got Ingram too.
And the Buccaneers, injuries in the secondary, I think it'll catch up to him eventually. Saints get some big plays, win a close one. I'll say 23-20.
Anyway, was that Zach Ertz again? Oh, no.
James Conner.
Yeah, it doesn't really help me.
Actually, that screwed me. James Conner's on my other guy's team, so that's not good. Anyway, this is kind of one of those games where it's your best is my weakness, so my weakness is your strength now type of games. For example, right, they can throw the football, but they can't. The Saints, cannot throw the football, but they can run. The Bucs can't stop the air, but they'll stop the ground.
Right.
So that's going to be very interesting to see if Jameis Winston can do this. And it's kind of a revenge game, right? Winston didn't get to play them last year. So with that being said, Jameis Winston ain't beating Tom Brady. No way, no how, no chance.
How about you, Jeff?
Yeah, the Bucs are really thin in the secondary, but the good news is Jameis Winston doesn't have any clue how to throw a football. So I think the Buccaneers will be fine. They'll get a little healthier on offense. I think they get Antonio Brown back this week, so that'll help. And Gronk is back at practice this week, so I think they'll just be able to outscore New Orleans. Even though I do respect New Orleans defense, they play well, but I don't think they have anything for Tampa.
Yeah, I think Tampa's winning this game. I think they're the better team. I don't trust the Saints, and I don't trust Jameis Winston. I don't care where they're playing. They could play in Guam. It's not going to make a difference. Give me the Buccaneers.
The only thing I did like from Jameis Winston, not for nothing, if I could just, sorry to cut you off, Errol, but him getting in Traquan Smith's ass last week was really actually pretty good to see.
I would agree. Jameis Winston, when he actually plays well, he plays well. And when he plays like garbage, he plays like really bad garbage. But I got the Buccaneers in this game. I don't know what's going on with Michael Thomas. They're saying that Michael Thomas's injury might be pushed off another 2 weeks. So he might not be back until week 10, I'm hearing, which is bad for the Saints. It doesn't really help them.
Trade him now.
They don't need to trade him. But they're crazy if they trade him. He's going to open up the slots for Kamara when he comes back. But give me the Buccaneers in this game. I think it'll be close, 28-24. Cowboys, Vikings.
Back-to-back upsets here. I'll take Minnesota here. Cowboys off the bye week. I think they lose a little bit of the momentum. I think they have the Vikings have the receiving depth and the target depth to be able to spread around from being able to throw away from Trayvon Diggs. And I think they'll make everyone else beat them. And Minnesota did that against Carolina when Jefferson was shut down, Thielen went off, and I think you'll kind of see that. I think Kirk Cousins, who actually has played well in the fourth quarter this season, will get it done. Season. Yeah, this season. He will get it done. Close game, Vikings 27, Cowboys 24.
Go ahead, Tyler.
I don't know what to say here because this is very hard for me. I would like to say that the Cowboys would win this football game, but Dalvin Cook is back. They're coming off a very, very good game last week in overtime for Dallas. I think the Vikings are going to do this. I think the return of Dalvin Cook and Kirk Cousins with Justin Jefferson over there and Adam Thielen.
I really hope
Dalvin
it's too
Cook
much. Plays well. I'm going to need him because my quarterback.
And watch out for Irv Smith Jr. Or
he's hurt. It's Tyler Conklin.
No, well then Tyler Conklin's going to have a field day too.
Minnesota's also tied for the league lead in sacks. I didn't even realize that.
Jeff, what do you got?
Do you know if the Beav is listening?
He's leaving.
He's been listening. He hasn't commented in a while, but he's been listening. But have at him, Jeff.
Buckle up, Beav. I'm taking Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. You gotta listen. I don't. The Cowboys are this year, right? We've wasted so much time talking about it when they've been absolutely piss poor, terrible. And they actually deserve some credit this year. They're playing well. They're a good football team, and I don't even think Cooper Rush can screw this up.
I would agree with you. I think the Cowboys are going to win this game. They're going to go into Minnesota on Sunday Night Football and win this game. I think they're the real deal. I think they're one of the best teams in the NFC. You really can't take away what Dak Prescott is doing right now. He's been sensational. Even Zeke Elliott is really showing past tense of what we remember, 5 years ago. He's been great. I mean, and this defense is really playing a lot better than I ever thought they were. So give me the Cowboys in this game. I think they win this game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game, 31-28. Chiefs.
I'm actually disgusted with myself.
Yeah. And then obviously Monday Night Football, the Chiefs and the Giants. Who do you got?
This game will be close for a while.
I believe so, too.
I think the Chiefs will win, but I think it will be close for a
I
while.
don't know about that.
I think only because it's prime time. I actually think if it was like a 1 o'clock regular game, the Giants might steal the upset here, but the Chiefs have just so much more prime time experience.
The Chiefs defense stinks.
They do, but so do the Giants. That's the problem too. So I think the Chiefs will get enough big plays. I think both quarterbacks will have their share of turnovers in this game. Neither team's run the ball well. So they're kind of similar right now. I still trust the Chiefs a little more in prime time at home. I'll say it'll be close for a while. I'll say final 34-24 KC.
This game's going to be a slaughter. This is a get-right game for the Chiefs. I don't think they're going to miss a beat. Jabril Peppers being out for the year is going to really hurt the Giant defense, being the leader on that defense with Blake Martinez already being out. So the Giants are really getting to the thin and bones of the defense. And this is going to be, I think, a get-right game for the Chiefs defense as a whole. Daniel Jones is not going to destroy this team. And Saquon might play, he might not. Kenny Galladay might play, he might not. And then there's Sterling Shepard might play, he might not. So who the hell knows? But the Kansas City Chiefs get-right game, 48-17.
Jeff?
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to take the Chiefs. I think they're being exposed as overrated, right? Patrick Mahomes has come back down to earth, even though I do think Daniel Jones will play well because the Chiefs defense stinks. And Kadarius Toney is the human joystick, Speedy. He really is.
If he plays, I think that'll be the question.
Yeah, he's just too good not to play though. But I'll still take the Chiefs. I think they got too much for the Giants this week.
I got the Chiefs. I think the game will be very close. It could come down to the end. But I don't trust Tyreek Hill. I don't trust this team. This team is not the team they were the last couple of years. You would think that this team was going to be explosive with the offensive line. Putting this offensive line together as short as they did, it's going to take a year or two to get this line right. The Chiefs will win. Close game. I would say 27-24. And those are our picks. Okay, so before we get back into our sports conversation, we got Jeff on the phone. And, okay, now, Jeff said to you, Tyler, during the interview that you have a third grade reading level. I did say that to you, and you told me to tell Jeff, this is what you said.
No. I never heard you say, because I know you're going to spin the pot.
I'm not spinning any
pot. On my mother, I didn't hear you say Jeff's name at all. All I heard was Tyler has a third grade reading level.
You did say it, and you did hear it.
I did not hear it. I heard Tyler.
Maybe
all I heard was Tyler's
reading. You should stick to saying things to the people that are saying them to you, rather than attack people's families and stuff. Really good move there, Tyler. You're good at judging other people, but you're not really good at taking the criticism when you fuck up, though, are you?
I didn't fuck up. What did I fuck up? I didn't know it was you. I had no idea who said it. I heard Tyler's a third grade reading level. So then I just retaliated that. I did not know.
I said Jeff said.
I'm not denying you said it. I'm telling you what I honestly heard. On God, on whatever you want me to believe.
Speaking. Maybe that's half the problem. You don't listen.
I don't listen. That you're 100% right.
You don't. It's also why you don't even. It's exactly why you don't deserve this platform.
Probably not.
Exactly not.
What I would say,
you're really good at criticizing other people when they make those mistakes. But now that you made it, right, and you're just like, oh well, I didn't hear it. Oh, dude,
I'm just
real
telling-
shit
I-
apology. You're piling on tapes for his shit apology, right? And now you're fumbling around like a retard. Good for you.
You do. I love it. So what do we get to you guys in the ring? Come on, I want this.
Dude, I'm overly motivated. Let's do this now.
I know you want this bad. I want it bad too. I want this.
Do you think I'm gonna let go when I'm choking him out?
Well, that's why we're gonna have referees.
Do you think? No. Do you? I don't care. What? I'll take the punches from them while I'm choking the life out of him. It's gonna be like a Casper cartoon. I'm gonna see the ghost rise right up out of his body, watch his soul. If you think I'm kidding, I'm not.
No, I don't think you're kidding. That's why I'm laughing.
I'm overly motivated for this now.
Well,
if you thought I was motivated before that comment, good for you, dude. I'm gonna end it for you.
He's kissing. He's blowing kisses at you.
Yeah, he's real comfortable blowing kisses from 1,000 miles away, but
and you're real comfortable talking shit thousands of miles away. What's the difference?
Yeah, you want to know what? I'm the one that said to Errol, this won't happen because you won't come here. You won't do it. You'll come up with an excuse. How about we pick a date right now? So what do you need? 3 months out? 4 months out? How long do you need to save your nickels so you can get on a plane and come down here and I can whoop your ass? How long do we need? Let's set a date. Let's put it in stone because I don't believe you'll do it.
Now, to be completely honest and fair, right? This is no bullshit. There's a real big thing with work right now. So I have
you don't have a day off? Fly down for one day.
Hold on. No, it has nothing to do with a day off. It has to do with the booking and money, finances of this.
Well, you come down and make money.
Well, only the winners gain the
Come
money.
on down and make money.
Only the winners gain money, so he really...
You're not confident that you will win?
No, it's a 50-50 chance. So to go down there and be arrogant wouldn't help me at all.
So you're hedging on it. You don't want to do it now.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't.
No.
I'm
going to push it out for 6 months, and in 6 months I'll push it
No.
out. another 6
I'm not
months.
pushing out anything. I'm being
I even
completely
said
honest.
it to Errol that I don't think that you have the motivation to want to do this.
I'll tell you what. I'll help you pay for your plane ticket. I'll help you pay for your plane ticket.
So then when would be a good day?
Tomorrow.
Wow.
Beef says have the beer ready.
Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to have this all over social media. It will be live and exclusive for everybody to watch. By the way, the Beef says you can't be afraid to lose.
That's not. It has nothing to do with
you want it to be in your corner. You want the Beef to be in your corner.
No,
Tyler will go after the Beef first for the Panarin comments.
That's still one of the dumbest things I've heard all year.
I don't think anyone's going to be in Tyler's corner. I think he's going to be there alone and scared.
I mean, scared? No, alone, probably.
So with all your friends,
probably.
So you're not going to have anybody in your corner.
No,
you're just going to be by yourself.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So when do you want to do this?
This weekend. Let's do it.
This weekend, huh?
Unfortunately, some of us have jobs.
Next weekend.
Unfortunately, some of us have jobs.
So
when's your day off? When'd you get 2 days off?
Tuesday and Thursday.
Look, fly down on a Tuesday. We could do it on Tuesday, right? Fly down Monday night.
Do you want to do that?
I mean, we could do that.
When do you want to do it?
When does he want to do?
Tuesday. 5 days from now.
5 days from now.
Yeah.
So we want no training for this at all.
You need to train?
What do you mean? You don't want to train for this? It's gonna be Daryl wants it on the network.
I don't need the train. I don't need the train. Let's go.
Are we really waiting for
before it was work, and now I need training time?
No, I just really thought we were gonna do this 6 months, 4 months.
No, we can do it this week.
When do you want, honestly? When do you
Tuesday.
really
I want to do it Tuesday.
I know you want to do it.
And if you can't do it Tuesday, we can do it on Thursday.
When do you want to do it, Tyler? Because he'll fight you tomorrow. Fight
No,
you the next day.
I hear the
When do you?
confidence in his voice.
If I want this to be I want
Let
you
me know
to,
when he's having dinner. I'll fight him in a Bertucci's bathroom. I don't care.
Oh my God, this is great.
Isn't?
So what I want you to do, Tyler, this is honest.
Right.
I want you to decide when you feel that you could be ready, where you can somewhat train, because he's ready to fight you next week,
right. That's what I'm saying.
tomorrow, the next day. But when are you ready to fight? You give us a time. Do you want to go? You want to go in December? When do you want to do this?
Well, let's just see. All right.
Yeah, beginning of December, that's perfect. Let me lump him up for his Christmas photos. Merry Christmas, my nose is on the side.
Jeff will make a video cameo like the old movie they play at Home Alone 2. Jeff will do the voiceover for that. Merry Christmas. Just come in just come in flying.
Well, I'll tell you this, Jeff. We'll figure it out by next week. We'll have a date. I will have a date for you next week. I will.
And I don't want to hear in 4 months, 5 months, 6 months.
No.
I don't want to hear none of that nonsense.
No. It'll
we
be
can do it within the next month. We can do this.
If you feel comfortable in the next month, Tyler, we'll figure it out in the next month.
Why isn't he comfortable? He's certainly comfortable talking enough. I didn't know he needed to go and train for it. Certainly talking like he doesn't need any training, isn't he? Or am I mistaken that he's talking like he doesn't need training?
I don't think anyone ever said no one needs training. You don't think you need training? It's gonna be
No.
3 rounds, 5 minutes.
No.
When's the last time you went 5 minutes, 3 rounds?
No.
Obviously, he doesn't think it's going 3 rounds.
No, it's not.
All right.
I'm going to go straight hockey fight this dude. I don't care how many punches I take walking in. You're going to the ground and I'm choking the life out of you. And I'm going to giggle while I hear you scream.
Beef says, get Mick from Rocky to train him. Ben says, hashtag it's about to go down. Flag in the end zone and touchdown Green Bay that's currently being reviewed.
So we'll figure it out. We'll figure that out. But you have to pick a song to come out to, because this is gonna be fun. We're gonna make this like into an extravaganza. I want to laugh. So what song would you come out to, Tyler?
I don't know.
Hit me with your best shot?
No. No.
He'll come out to WAP, probably. Fitting for him.
WAP. What would you come out to, Jeff?
Oh, I don't need music.
Oh, I
don't need music.
You're just gonna.
I don't know. I don't. You don't play music at a funeral.
All right, we'll play the Undertaker music.
No music. No music. Just people in the crowd praying for Tyler.
Tyler, what do you say about all this?
Jeff, are you going to do this? Are you going to do this fight with everyone dressed in ninja suits because everyone wears black for the funeral?
No, dude, I don't care. I don't care, dude. Dude, I'm beyond motivated. Say something about my dead mother. Good for you, bro.
I didn't know.
Good for you. Overly motivated right now. Overly motivated. Let's make this happen.
Just remember, it's got to be a fair choke. It can't be like, no, you grab his neck.
There's air chokes and there's blood chokes, and you can use either.
You got to put a legal choke on him, either a guillotine or a rear naked chokehold. Any one of those will work. But anything you're jumping on him and you're holding your hands on his neck, you can't do that, Jeff.
Of course you can.
I know you can, but you
actually can. I watched an Anderson Silva fight where he did
it. Oh my God!
Ben says, "Just eat it" by Weird Al.
That would be good for Jeff. Just eat it. Oh my God! Well, what are your bets? So, everybody on the thing right now. Anybody? Who do you got in a 3-round contest between Tyler and Jeff? What are the betting odds on this? I mean, seriously, Speedy, who do you got? Honestly,
well, the odds will have to be determined. Jeff is the betting expert, so I'm sure he'll have a better understanding of what it could be. But I'm assuming Jeff will end up being the favorite, so I'll take him to cover.
I'll let someone else choose the odds. That's fine. I'm
all right.
Just because I like to bet and
All
can
right,
make odds.
Chaz, if you're listening, if anyone has a fighting expert on one of your shows,
Tyler, what do you think you have to do to beat Jeff in a fight?
I mean, to be honest, we're going in this completely blind, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how tall he is. I don't know his
6'3".
anything. No, I get that, but there's 6'3", and then there's 6'3", and so I have no idea. I have no idea what's it really. I have no one that you've seen Jeff. I have never seen Jeff. So
I've seen him I've seen him on video, but I've never met him in person. So I don't know how big he is, but the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So you need.
No, I'm not using that as an excuse.
You know.
I'm just saying I have no idea what to expect when I go down there, and that's fun.
Well, that's the best part of it is not knowing what to expect. So he doesn't know what to expect, or maybe he does. But what you need to do is, how obviously if he's bigger and you feel that he's stronger than you, the best thing to do is to take him down. Now, how are you going to do that? That's going to be the question.
Well, if his idea is
don't go ahead and use my strategy.
I'm not using your strategy, but I get. I want to hear his strategy on how he plans to do it. So, and no, he didn't get in.
Big decision here.
So what do you got, Tyler? How do you think you can beat Jeff in a fight 1-on-1, 3 rounds to win $2,000?
So I mean, he's a hockey guy, right? He said
yes.
So that probably means he feels comfortable on his feet.
Mm-hmm.
So then,
be confident, dude. Don't
just
because somebody's talking down. You got to be confident.
It's not talking down. It's. I don't know
if somebody.
I don't know what to say.
Is somebody
honestly?
Listen,
I have no idea.
I'm going to tell you something. I listen, and this has nothing to do with you and Jeff. If I was fighting somebody and I know somebody wants to fight me and I'm talking to them on the thing, I'm going to say what I feel. I'm not going to hold back on what I feel because I'm confident about who I am inside. If you are confident about, he obviously confident about who he is, and he really thinks. And
he was real confident early on, but he's gotten quieter and quieter, hasn't he?
Yes, and that's what I'm trying to give you the understanding that you can't let anybody dictate what he thinks or they think in their mind is going to happen. You gotta be there, and you gotta take it with full strides and not worry about that. So somebody's telling me I'm gonna come out there, I'm gonna choke you, and I'm gonna squeeze the last life out of you. I'm gonna say I'd like to see you
I'm gonna giggle while I do it too. I'm gonna make you super uncomfortable because I'm gonna have the strangest erection of my life.
He's gonna have an erection. Oh, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be funny. This is worth every penny I'm gonna spend on this. I don't even care. This is gonna be worth every penny of it. What do you got to say about that, Tyler? This is your opportunity to speak up on how you feel. Don't hold back. Give him what you feel.
He's come a long way from I just want to punch you in the face, hasn't he? He was the one that started this whole thing.
No.
He's certainly quieted right down, hasn't he?
No.
What do you mean, no? That's how the whole thing started.
No.
Go back. No. Speedy, go back and
go
get the
back
clip.
3
I said
years.
something about
You've
his
been doing
hairline,
this.
and you said, all I want to do is punch you in the face. That's
right.
exactly what happened.
Right.
And that's how the whole thing started.
Right.
That's how the whole thing started.
Yes, it is. It absolutely is.
So, and now you're saying no. I was accurate in
if
my
I punch you in the face, technically, didn't I do what I said? This has turned into a 3-minute brawl of 5-minute rounds of 3 rounds of 5 minutes.
It's not going that long. Don't worry. You'll get your punch to my face, no problem. But I'm coming for it.
Okay.
That's
so
it?
Come for it. I don't know.
That's your talk back. That's when somebody's telling you this, and this, you're gonna sit there. Just come for it.
Let me just tell you something, Tyler. I have literally nothing to lose. Nothing.
Well, neither one of us have nothing.
You know who the worst person to fight is? Someone that has nothing to lose.
But what do either one of us have to lose?
That's true.
Do you think at the end of the day anyone's gonna remember this? You will.
Errol's going to archive.
Errol's going to bring this up.
I think for sure that you're going to remember it. It's going to be the day you need to get dentures.
or the day that end your life. That's what he's telling you.
Fine with me. It's fine.
What, you want to die?
No, well, that let's not get too deep in the water here. But I let's just say I'm fine with whatever happens.
You're fine that
I'm fine with whatever happens.
Really?
happens.
You're fine with.
You think I actually care the result of this?
I think you should.
Maybe I should, but that's not what we're doing.
Well, apparently now there's dentures involved.
Apparently now there are dentures involved.
No, I'm just saying when somebody's going back at you, the best way of doing it is feeling confident about yourself. So if somebody's going to attack you he's not saying anything about your family or anything.
No, and
he's going at you. He's going at you.
I know he's going to get at me, and that's fine. He's done it for 3 years. There's nothing new to this.
Yeah.
This has been an ongoing thing.
But this is good for you because I think you need to build confidence in who you are. I don't think you have it.
No, probably not. So, but again, that's
why
fine
would you?
too.
Why would you challenge somebody when you don't?
I
have
didn't
confidence?
challenge anything.
Yes, you
he
did.
said I just said I wanted to punch him in the face.
Hold on,
and that's true too.
Tyler, let's go back. You're the one who sat back and said that I would fight you. Did you not say that?
I would.
Okay, so
And
that's a challenge. So if you're challenging somebody, that is a confident person.
I'm not the one that brought this to the table. Like you can all make it seem like
No.
my mouth. I'm the one
I'm not saying you brought it to the table
this to
either.
the table.
No one's saying you brought it to the table.
No, it was you. It was you, and you were very confident about it at the time that you did it. Now all of a sudden you're sitting back and you're not saying anything. And honestly, in personality, I'm a shit talker. Okay.
We know.
This is
We know.
what I do. Okay.
Yes.
And if somebody's going to shit back and say something to me, I'm going to go back at them. And I'm going to say, okay, when I get down there, I'm going to put my foot in your ass and I'm going to make sure
You know what
you're going to be spitting out your mouth.
Do you know what the difference is, Errol? You're not only a talker, but you also do know how to fight. I think Captain Clown Shoes over there doesn't.
Captain Clown Shoes.
Nope. I guess you'll find out.
Does he get to fight in clown shoes?
You have
Don't know
nothing.
whatever he wants.
You have nothing to say. You have
nothing at
nothing to say. Nothing.
That could give him more space to kick off.
Okay, so
nothing at all.
All right, so if you win, all right, if you lose, okay, not only do you lose the money, you got to get Jeff.
Screw the money. I don't even want Tyler's money. Screw the money. I don't even care about the money.
Oh, you don't want the money either. So you
I don't care. We can fight for free.
So you could fly there. You don't have to spend the money. You could just fly there.
No money. We don't even need.
I'll put the money in the pot. I don't care.
It's like I don't even care. It's just going to be fun for me.
I think it'll be fun to watch. So I'll put some money into the pot just to watch it. You know, that's what I want to see. I think it'll be fun. So Tyler, you still have a chance to make money because I'll throw money into the pot. But you need to make this. You got to sell this, bud.
I'm going to sell it.
Because what I want to do is I want to get a spot from you and a spot from him, and I want to make this into something where people are actually going to tune in and watch it. You know, because listen, if I'm going to pay for this, I want people to watch this. This is going to be fun. This is going to be funny, and I think, hey, listen, one of you guys are going to lose.
Right.
You know, one of you guys are going to lose. And you know you should be feeling confident about yourself. Right now, Jeff is very confident that he's going to whip your ass.
Sure.
He said he's going to whip your ass. He's going to whip it down the corner, and he says you're not even going to stand a chance. Now, what do you say to that? You're going to say that? Oh, are you going to whip my ass? You're going to do this? Or you should be coming out with your personality, the Tyler Harrison personality.
This is his personality. Sandpaper is his personality. Bland and abrasive. That's it. This is his personality.
Oh, I should bring up Aaron Boone.
How about you want to have a weapons contest? You want to have weapons to it?
No, listen.
Oh, now the ninja suits have to come out.
You want to have weapons to it? I mean, we'll stick a couple, crowbars or something like that. Maybe you'll get a chance,
No, now you're talking about murder. No.
It would be murder if he picks it up. I don't think he'd stop.
What's the murder weapon?
Well, what
What'd you say about my mom? What'd you say about my mom?
Again, I had no idea who said it. All I heard was Tyler could read that third grade level.
Although he said it to you, and it's on film, so
no, I understand, but you don't know what I was not paying attention to or paying attention to, and I have no reason to lie at this point. So what the hell?
So we're getting it right now that you will not talk crap to Jeff. It doesn't seem like.
Well, if he's getting more amped up if I'm talking shit, I'm just gonna.
Who cares? It makes it even more fun.
What?
Oh, I'm not amped up about talking shit. I'm amped up about fighting you. You
I
just want to keep motivating me.
Right. So why would I give you more motivation for?
Why?
You've already given me all the motivation I need.
You should
already
give yourself
all the
motivation.
motivation I need. I need no more motivation, Tyler. It doesn't even matter. You've that last comment has pushed it to the edge already for me, bro. So don't worry about it. Anything you say from here isn't even going to get me up even more. I'm already at that level.
No, good. Glad.
So you have nothing to say from that.
No.
You're just going to sit here.
Yep.
And you're just going to relax and say, you know what? We'll pick a day and we're ready to go.
Yep.
Okay. Any bets at odds that you're going to win?
Oh, everyone on this network's gonna pick Jeff. So pick Jeff.
Listen. I don't know who I'm going to pick.
We're waiting for the betting odds.
I
don't care who anybody picks. I just care about taking the last.
I
breath
gave
out
you
of your
advice.
body.
I gave you advice what you need to do.
Yes.
You know, it's the only way you're probably going to win.
Again, I'm waiting for the makeshift bet. Chaz, if you're listening, whoever's the best on your show at making makeshift bets, go for it.
I mean, I honestly, man, I think that you just need to gain a little bit more confidence about who you are. I just don't know if you have that.
Very quietly, Kyler Murray is putting together a great 98, 99 yard drive right now, and they're probably going to end up winning the game.
I hope so, because I need this touchdown. I needed to beat the beef this week. Kyler Murray has had a terrible game, really. For what? Oh, here it is.
Oh,
he got the first down.
Good tackle. I don't know. His knee might have been down.
He got the first down. But listen, I think that this will be fun.
Yeah, I know. One ref marks a first down. One more ref marks a short.
So you'll have you don't have to throw any money into it. I'll throw a little bit of money into it, so you got something to win. It's something to win for. And
did you notice the spotting from referees has been awful this year?
Horrible. The referees have been horrible.
They've been giving first downs like left and right to teams when dudes are clearly short of the line to game.
Yep. And they're going to kick a field goal.
No. They got one more play they could try. Maybe two if it's an incomplete pass.
Boy, they have how many times?
Well, yeah, they got 14 seconds left.
14 seconds. So you throw a fade pass, you miss once, fade pass, you miss twice, then you kick a field goal.
Right, but you don't throw fades. That's the other thing. You throw slants because they're less time.
Kyler Murray is
the only thing is on a slant is if you're tackled short, you got to be ready.
Right, but here's the thing, dude. The average play from this distance is probably about 3 seconds. There's 15 left, so they got plenty of time to do it.
I'm not saying a straight fade. I'm just saying have that option available. Out routes, zigzags, something like that. I'm just saying the middle of the field could be risky. If you're tackled short on a slant, then you got to hurry up, where that could be risky in this spot.
I just
see. Here's what's even funnier is this is the exact scenario that the Seahawks were in.
Through the end. That's it.
What?
He just threw a pick.
What just
the
happened?
receiver never turned to look
I
at the
told
ball.
you should have just kicked the field goal.
No, he should have ran it in.
The game is over. He threw the interception.
Terrible.
Bye-bye.
See,
MVP.
but that's it. I just said to you, they're in the exact situation that the Seahawks were in, right? This is no time left. It was second down. They just ran out of timeouts. You have to throw it in that situation. This should exonerate Pete Carroll in a million ways.
Well, it didn't
AJ
really.
Green never looks at the ball.
It didn't really help me.
That was, that really wasn't his fault. That was AJ Green. That was definitely AJ Green.
It definitely.
Well, maybe you shouldn't throw the ball to a geriatric.
Yeah, that's an interception. Game over.
Wow.
MVP over.
He wasn't winning the MVP.
You had him at MVP.
Yeah, I did. 3 weeks ago.
No, I did.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago.
There's only one person that's winning MVP.
Tom Brady is the MVP right now.
Yeah, Tom Brady's winning the whole thing, dude.
He's the MVP.
He should.
Right now.
He should, but will he? Is the league really
He's
going to give it to a 40?
He's putting up ridiculous numbers at 44.
I agree with you, but are they going to give it to a 44-year-old established guy?
Well, we have to see because there's still a lot of left. And
but he's not a 44-year-old dude. He looks 20 out there, dude.
I
Right?
understand.
Like that's the whole thing.
You're
with this.
100% right.
Like he is 44 in reality, but let's be honest. What a sad state of affairs for the NFL that a 44-year-old is outplaying every quarterback in the league. Every one of them.
You're 1,000,000% right. I agree with you 1,000%. But the league does this all the time.
Well,
Brett Favre should have had 6. He had
we
4.
got it. We have to see where the Green Bay Packers end up. Or Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers played like garbage today too.
Really? He threw almost 300 yards.
Oh,
Yes, he did.
Dude, he didn't even sniff.
He almost at the end of the game, he almost threw 300, like 256 yards.
And it wouldn't even matter though, right? His passing yards, because those passing yards are still going to look good because he still didn't have.
He has 184 yards.
Okay, and he still won. And 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, passing rating 90.
Matt LaFleur won this game tonight.
But again, they're 7-1 with a bunch of geriatric idiots. Okay, there's nobody on the team really that he played tonight, and they still won, and they beat the only undefeated team.
I know you shit all over him all the time, but Matt LaFleur won this game tonight. Brilliant game plan.
No, it wasn't. Fine. That's fine. That's fine. Listen. The Packers are 7-1, and Aaron Rodgers is throwing to a bunch of idiots. Okay, so
the running game won today's game too. Aaron Jones and AJ
Dude, you'll
Dillon.
never give Aaron Rodgers any credit.
Dude,
ever.
we watched the game. They established the clock, and those running backs.
And when he needed to make throws and he needed to make plays, he did. He did. He threw 2 touchdowns. He made plays against a very good defense, not a crappy defense.
No one's
the Cardinals only lost because David Collins went out.
Maybe. No. It's realistic. Think about it. They were actually exposing that area a lot of the time. That touchdown.
The fact is that Aaron Rodgers is 7-1 with a bunch of geriatric idiots. Okay, and that
they're not all geriatrics. A lot of them are young. Rondale Moore, Christian.
Yeah, Rondale Moore almost cost them the game. So
yeah, that was not a good. That wasn't a good play on the punt there for sure.
Yeah.
But Rondale Moore's not old though, right? The only old guy on the team.
No, I'm not saying old.
Is AJ Green.
I'm not saying old. These guys are not. Besides Devontae Adams, these guys aren't even the top 100 of wide receivers in the league. They're garbage. Okay, they're not garbage. They're good. They're football players. They're NFL football players, but they're not top end football players. Aaron Rodgers makes these guys good players, and that's where I hate the Aaron Rodgers haters. That they're like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is overrated. How is he overrated? I mean, he doesn't
He's not
throw
the greatest of all time. That's why he's overrated.
Dude, you heard from a Patriot guy. A Patriot guy put him in a top 3 greatest quarterback of all time. He's 19. Dude, he's got 438 touchdowns and only 91 deceptions. Tell me a player in NFL history that has numbers like that.
Is he Brady?
He's got better numbers than Brady in the time that he's played. Go look at the numbers.
Is he playing until he's 44?
No.
Okay.
But
so his numbers are going to be pretty much where they're at now.
He also started 3 years after his rookie season. He also
because of ACL.
Hold on. Again, I'm good. Brady lost a year. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Right.
If you look at what Aaron Rodgers has done in the period that he's done it, no quarterback's ever done it the way he's done it. Nobody, none.
That's fantastic. Fantastic.
That's all I'm saying. That doesn't mean that he's better than Tom Brady or Joe Montana or anybody else.
Right.
But I'll tell you this right now: when you look at his numbers and compare his numbers to the time that he's played, there's nobody even close to him. Nobody.
Brady,
nobody.
Manning,
not Brady either.
Breeze.
Not Brady
Montana,
either. Not
Favre,
Brady either.
Elway, Marino.
Not Brady either.
We're at 7.
I'm telling you, not Brady, and we have Mark on.
Yes, we do.
Why don't we put Mark on? Because I know he's a Brady lover too. Okay,
Brady lover. That's my other nickname is Brady lover.
What's up, Mark?
What's up, guys? How you doing?
We got Jeff on too.
Awesome. What's up, Jeff?
He said, "What up, Jeff?"
Mark, George is coming. Prepare for the.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Well, you could be the middleman. How about you? We'll make you the referee.
Good to see you, though, Mark. I'm glad that you're here.
I mean,
I'm glad that you're helping me here. Good to see you.
Thank you.
You're down south, so we can make you the referee of Jeff and Tyler.
Wasn't that the plan originally when Garrard came on? Garrard was going to be the announcer and Mark was going to be the referee.
I think that would be really, really funny. I think Gerard.
Errol's going to be the ring announcer. Mark was going to be the referee, and Garrard.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, all ages.
Let's get ready to
Let's
rumble.
Get ready to rumble. 3
rounds. 5 minutes of absolute terror and abuse.
Yep. So, it's funny, Jeff, is that with that, like Alabama like I root for Alabama, but mostly with Alabama, it's like other people in my life like them. So I want to see them win for them. I mean, I like Alabama. Don't get me wrong. I root for Alabama, but it's not like the Jets or the Islanders or something like that I rooted for my whole life. It's kind of like when I was married, my wife was South Carolina grad. So I became, I was interested in what South Carolina did because I wanted them to win for her. Much like with Alabama, my fiance is an Alabama grad. So that's how I became an Alabama fan. And they're the only team I root for that wins. So.
Yeah, well, we know the Jets haven't, and the Mets certainly aren't going on that.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, if Mark isn't really the big Alabama guy and it's mostly his friends and family, Mark, prepare them for sadness.
Yeah.
Sadness is heading your way, Mark.
What it allows me to do, what it allows me to do, Jeff, is that with like the Jets or with the Mets or the Islanders, I'm much more critical. So I can see a lot more faults.
Well, those are your teams that you grew up with.
Right. See, I don't see that with Alabama. With Alabama, I don't really like Rico sees faults because he knows them intimately because he's been a fan for so long and he is able to recognize trends that I might not because I don't follow that intently like he does. I mean, he's in every play, understands every formation and the background of certain games that happen and what to look for with why the defense hasn't playing well or like the communication issues they had against Tennessee. All those things he had predicted because he knows them really well. I don't know them like that, but I know them enough. But what I enjoy about Alabama is that for once, I can root for a team.
Hold on, quick, Mark. I hate to cut you off. I'm sorry. Put on the SEC network real quick. They're showing the kick six.
Yeah, that's funny. I'll never forget where I was when that happened.
SEC network. Yeah, I'll pop it on tomorrow. You're funny.
They're preparing Alabama people. By the way, I'm not an Alabama hater, Mark. I'm really not.
He actually likes Alabama. He does.
I do. I actually like what Saban and what they've done, even though I think he's made it.
I can't stand Alabama.
But I got to be honest with you. When you're struggling against Tennessee, who I like as an up and coming school, but when you're struggling against Tennessee, Georgia's going to hang one on you.
We'll see.
Jeff, who was it a couple of years ago you were roasting? It was one of the Big Ten schools, a fan of one of the Big Ten schools, I think a Michigan fan or something like that, when Alabama was like a borderline in the playoff. I think it was 2017. Who was it that you were roasting? It was so funny.
I can't even remember, but some of these people are so
I think it was either a
crazy.
Michigan or Ohio State fan.
Some of these people are so crazy and unrealistic with their schools, right? Like, dude, Michigan is playing Michigan State this week.
Right.
Michigan is a 4-point favorite.
Right.
Michigan State is like scoring 17 points a game, and you're only a 4-point favorite. Like, Michigan State can't, and Michigan people love to brag about this. So wait till they play Ohio State. Michigan's going to get smoked.
I know. Well, they've lost 17 straight years. So I think the last time they beat Ohio State, I was in high school.
I don't mean to get off of football. Mark, I haven't spoken to you about the Mets. Where do the Mets go for their GM, and where do they go for their president? And what do they do in the offseason to make this team somewhat of a
By the way, the Mets just missed again today, by the way.
Yes,
you want to get into Mets stuff. How do you let Bob Melvin, one of the best managers in baseball, go to San Diego and the Mets weren't even competing for him? That seems egregious.
I don't think he wanted to come out east. I heard he wanted to stay out west. That's what I heard. And Melvin had no interest of coming out east, and that was why. That's what I heard.
Well, I mean, you saw last year when they took so long to make Girardi an offer, and then he wound up going to the Phillies,
Philadelphia.
And I think the Braves GM really just did a great job at the trade deadline, getting Rosario, Soler, and and Duval.
Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson. And even getting, Rodriguez during the regular season to help out with that bullpen. I think he made a lot of good moves for a team that most probably thought, Acuña's hurt, Ozuna's out for the year. How are they going to replace those guys? And they replaced them really well. I mean, Rosario single-handedly carried them to the World Series. And now you see, Solares played a huge part in them getting to the playoffs. Same thing with Duval. So I would like the Braves as an organization. I'm not a Braves fan. I never have been, but I respect the Braves. And number one, they scout better than any organization out there. Their pitchers know hitters' weaknesses like no other team. They do a great job doing that. Number two is that they make the most of what they have. It's funny because they were talking about Freddie Freeman and during the lean years, like what lean years did Freddie Freeman have? He's been there since 2008, 2009. He's made the postseason. There was a graphic I did that the Braves have made the postseason. This is their 17th year making the postseason since they last won a World Series. That's a record. It's a major league record for most consecutive postseasons made without winning. And they have a chance this year.
Well, yeah, that obviously would have broken the Dodgers last year because they had 88 last year.
Yeah,
they didn't win that.
The Cubs were the longest, though. The Cubs went, not just years. They went postseasons. They went 14 postseasons between winning.
Well, yeah, between all the times they made it in the 60s and the 80s, I would imagine.
They shouldn't even be talking about Freddie Freeman because Freddie Freeman has been the best all-around first baseman in baseball for the last 10 years.
Yeah,
it's not even close. It's not even close.
He's a heck of a player, man.
Goldschmidt is a great player. There's no question that he is. But Freddie Freeman, power, a defense, all around, and health. I'm going with Freddie Freeman over all those guys because he stays healthy.
And he's clutch.
Including Anthony Rizzo.
And he's clutch. Just look at the home run he hit off a hater.
Doing all of this without Ronald Acuna. That's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And Acuna is a guy who I thought could be, 50-50 at the beginning of the year. That's why I thought this guy's a legitimate shot to be a 50-50. I love Acuna. I think Acuna's such a rare talent. I love watching him play.
It is also amazing what the Astros are doing too. You can't really take away what they've done either. I
do not like the Astros. I
can't stand them either. But
Dusty Baker's like the ultimate walking curse.
He's like a flea. Never. Everywhere he goes, he gets to the World Series. He just can't. That's why I want to root for Dusty, but I can't stand the Astros. I don't want to see them win. So
well, I just got one question about Dusty Baker though. Honestly, I have no idea if it's medical or. When's the last time you ever seen a manager wear batting gloves constantly?
Well, I don't want to tell you what he does with those gloves.
What does he do?
It's not Bobby Valentine.
It makes him look like he's got Grinch fingers.
Maybe he's prepping for early for Christmas.
I mean, it's crazy. What manager just wears gloves all the time? Like he's just walking around prepared to murder somebody?
Jeff, he's the Grinch who's going to steal all the evidence of the Astros cheating from their stadium.
There's already another cheating scandal. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see about the whistling?
No.
When they were whistling against the Red Sox?
Really?
Oh, really?
The whistle has now taken over for the trash can.
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
Is that real? I didn't even hear anything about it.
Dude,
boy.
Speedy, Google it.
All right.
Astros, Red Sox whistling. Google it.
Wow, I didn't hear anything about that. Wow.
Yeah, me neither.
But you want to know something? I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it is the Astros. We have Correa there. You still have Altuve there. I mean, this is.
It's only four, dude. It's
Alex
only four.
Cora addresses allegations of Astros whistling to signal pitches following their 9-1 win. That was, I think, Game 5.
Oh, I definitely believe that.
They have been whistling to indicate which pitch was coming after nefariously stealing signs.
He would know. He was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Well, Alex Cora is, one of the masterminds.
And listen, as a Red Sox fan, this isn't me throwing that out there and using it as an excuse. The Red Sox only played 3 good innings when they hit all that grand slams for the whole series.
That was like half their offense.
And I
like they were going to lose. I'm not making it as I'm not saying it as an excuse, so I don't want it to be taken that way. But they are kind of still cheating.
I will say something about what you said that I would agree with you now. Kiki Hernandez was some pickup.
Lights out.
Yeah,
Lights out.
He was fantastic in the playoffs. He was the hottest hitter in baseball in the playoffs. I mean, who hit better than him in the playoffs?
Yeah.
Probably only Rosario.
Well, yeah, Rosario probably.
Not bad for a GM that didn't do anything, right? This was all leftovers. Chaim Bloom really didn't do anything to help the Red Sox team, right?
I listen. I gave you a compliment that you said something, and now you're gonna attack me.
Not attacking you, pointing out that you said that.
I did say that, and you want to know something? I'll live by what I said. You know, Kiki Hernandez was a great pickup. I honestly, I watch a lot of baseball. I didn't know much about Kiki Hernandez. I really didn't. So,
dude, first of all, like
I remember him on the Dodgers, but
but people need to wake up like with this whole thing. Like people really need to like be aware how ridiculously stacked that Dodgers team was, and because you can't keep everyone. Think about the guys they're casting off. Like you said, Jock Peterson now in Atlanta, Kike Hernandez. I'm imagining either Bellinger or Seager is going to go, right? They got to make room for Gavin Lux or
yeah.
Also, this too.
All these dudes. Think about it. They just don't have enough room for all of the talent that they actually have. That's how sick the Dodgers were.
And look at this too. When I was kind of disappointed the Braves didn't beat up on the Dodgers bullpen more, it's because these are really good Dodger pitchers. You look at even what you would think is the underbelly of the Dodger bullpen. All these guys have whips around 1. They have strikeouts, Ks to 9 innings around 11. And these are all younger guys. These aren't, cast-offs to fill out a pitching staff.
It's hard to believe that these guys lost then. I mean, if you have this much talent, you should absolutely win. And you added Max Scherzer at the trade deadline. I mean,
yeah, but they're losing Kershaw and then losing Bauer.
Well, Kershaw hasn't been the same player.
Yeah, but I don't think this Dodgers team was built to win.
He's better
honestly.
than Joe Kelly.
Yeah, I don't think this Dodgers team was built to win though, because they're just too tired, right? Like you're just too tired. They've been in 4 or 5 straight either World Series or NLCSs, and you can't play that much baseball and just have enough in the tank all the time.
The other problem was they were actually, for a team that was very talented, 106 wins, they were actually only slightly above 500. I think 5 games over 500 in 1-run games this year. And how did the Braves
they had
beat
a
them?
bunch of injuries all year.
Sure, but still, the Braves beat them with walk-offs. I mean, it says something mentality-wise, too, with some of those players, too.
Well, Kenley Jansen turned in Aroldis Chapman down the stretch.
Well, he's had those kinds of issues in the playoffs, too.
Right.
He's been up and down.
And he hasn't been the same the last couple of years.
Sure. And Kenley Jansen, sometimes he's, like Jeff was saying, sometimes he's been stretched out at times, 5 out saves a lot of the time, when the Dodgers bullpen maybe in 2016 or 2017 wasn't as good, and he was actually doing a lot more. Now they, like you were saying, Mark, they have a much deeper bullpen now that all these guys that are thought of as afterthoughts that might be good pitchers on another team. Maybe they're 7th, 8th inning guys.
Like that guy Bickford, man.
Left and guys like that left. Like they were thinner than they were in the bullpen this year too.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I think when you look at where the World Series is, I think this is what you wanted to see. You wanted to see the Astros and obviously
nobody wants
the Braves. Well, listen, I think the Braves and the Astros are going to be a good series. I think it goes 7 games. I hope the Braves win. I do.
I still think they do. They've overcome it all year.
There isn't a person that lives outside of Houston rooting for the Astros.
Mm-hmm. No, apparently it's Texas, Louisiana, and the state of Delaware, according to certain maps.
Now, look, guys,
it's almost in Louisiana.
Guys,
right? There isn't a person that's outside of that geographic area that's rooting for them. Nobody is.
Go ahead, Mark. What are you saying?
Go ahead, Mark.
We did on overtime on Monday. I came up with a list of the top 5 Astro Brave playoff moments. Okay. And number 5 was Millwood throwing a 1-hitter. That was in 99, game 2. Number 4 was Rafael Furcal walk-off home run. And if you remember that too, he was supposed to be suspended for that because he actually got a DUI, and he appealed it, and then he wound up being able to be eligible, and then he hits the game-winning homer. Number 3 was. Do you remember Carlos Beltran, game 5? That whole series, game 5, he was 4 for 5, 2 homers, 5 RBIs, 3 runs scored.
With the Astros.
That was what, 4 or 5?
Yes, I remember that.
Yep. And then and then number 2 was Walt Weiss. Remember when Walt Weiss made that great play?
Yes.
In the bottom of the 10th inning to save that game and wound up winning that series, 3 games to 1 in 99. And number 1 was that game 4 of 2005 where Berkman hit a grand slam. It was 6-1 in the 8th. Berkman hit a grand slam. Then Brad Ausmus hits a game
against Texas? Against Texas?
This is again the Astros and Braves.
Oh, okay.
And then Ausmus hit
make room on that list, Mark, for the new number 1, which is going to be Jose Altuve getting hit in the head with a pitch. Series.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, those two people forget that they played great playoff series, in the beginning of the century, and they played 5 times since 1997 to 2005. So it's really strange that they chose the Astros to go to the American League in 2013.
I was actually about to say a lot of young kids probably don't even know the Astros were in the National League.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And I still think Milwaukee's in the American League. So
it's funny because they almost met in the World Series 3 years ago. Astros Brewers. They both lost in their LCSs.
Right.
I was going to call it the all interleague
most young people
World
don't
Series.
even remember the Astrodome.
Oh yeah. And they had a hill.
I love that stadium.
And they had a hill in their outfield. Let's not forget that too.
I loved the Astrodome. I loved it. When Bagwell was playing over there, I loved it. I wasn't a big Bagwell fan.
Most people don't even realize the Astrodome is still in their logo.
Yeah, right. It is.
It is. Absolutely.
And that Astros Phillies LCS in 1980 was probably the best league championship series ever.
Mark, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you think about the Knicks going 4-1 right now? I know it's early in the season, but who would have thought that they would be in first place in the Eastern Conference? I didn't. I mean, I knew they were going to be better this year, but I didn't think that they were going to be playing at this type of line of basketball. I have been very impressed with Tom Thibodeau and their defense. Even though in the beginning of the season, the first 2 games, the defense was lacking. Their defense has slowly but surely gotten better and better and better. Even Kemba Walker's playing defense. I mean, I've been very impressed with the New York Knicks. I really have. And if they play this way, the Knicks win 50 games for the first time in almost 8 or 9 years.
Yeah, since 2013, the Melo year.
I mean, this team is playing good basketball.
Yeah, well, you expect them after the way they ended last year, but I think the playoffs disappointed everybody because most people.
No. Randall disappointed everybody.
Right.
Who, by the way, missed 2 very important foul shots that almost cost the Knicks a game against the Bulls. Okay, this guy cannot play under pressure. He's a good player. I'm not taking away, and I know Jeff's going to say he's a great player. He is a good player. And you want to say he's an elite? He's amongst the top 25 players in the league right now. The problem with Julius Randle, and I'll say it again, he has to prove it under pressure that he can make the shot, make the free throws, make that important shot that's going to help the team win. And I'm sorry, after watching it tonight, again, he's proven to me he is not a closer. They need a closer. They don't have one. And you're not going to win, and you're not going to come out of the East, even if they're competing against these. Listen, you talk about Boston. The Boston Bruins, the Boston Celtics, they have 2 closers, Jaylen Brown and Tatum. Both of those guys can close. The Knicks, honestly, and I'm going to tell you the truth, they don't have one. There is nobody that stands out to me that tells me I'm going to bet that he's going to hit that shot if we need that shot. They don't have one. They don't. And you cannot win if you don't have a closer. And that, moving forward, if the Knicks are going to make a trade at the trade deadline or bring in a closer, they need one badly. They can
bring in the league's best closer right now if they wanted to.
Yeah, Damian
Ben
Lillard.
Simmons. Think about your biggest dream in the world, Arrow, right? Instead of you're going to get your wish. Instead of Julius Randle on the line shooting free throws for the win, you're going to get Ben Simmons to shoot.
I don't want him either. But
hey, they'll conserve the time that way. They'll save time on the clock. He'll just get hacked all the time.
What I'm saying is, it just bothers me because I think the Knicks are going to be a great team. But when it comes to the playoffs, every top team has a closer. Trae Young with Atlanta. You go all the top teams. They all got closers. Joel Embiid.
This is a ridiculous. this is just a ridiculous conversation.
No,
though,
it's
Eric,
not.
right? Because no, it is a ridiculous conversation.
Why?
Because we did this all last year with a bunch of with a bunch of teams. We talk about, oh, they need this, they need that, and it was all the teams that no one talked about, like the Hawks, the Bucks, the Suns, right? Dude, the playoffs is a whole different animal.
I'm saying that right now.
You need to look at how teams are constructed for the playoffs, because that game is different. They're just playing 82 exhibition games right now. That's all they're really doing.
Jeff, I know that, but again, I think right now with the way the Knicks are, what they are, they got a lot of depth. This is the most depth I've seen the Knicks have since the 90s Knicks. They're going to be able to compete with all these teams. The problem is, even if you can compete, when it comes down to a shot, if it is 95-90-94 or 96-95, and all you got to do is hit the shot with 10 seconds left, are you going to trust that Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, Walker, any of these guys are going to hit the shot if you need it? And the answer is no. Carmelo Anthony, he's a closer. If you're going to give him the ball, Carmelo Anthony, 50-50, 60-40% of the time, if you give him the shot, he's going to give you the best chance to win. The Knicks don't have that, and that is
they got a manual. They got even better. They got a manual.
It's just so stupid. I think it's a huge problem, and I think the Knicks got to have to address this, because at the trade deadline, there will be players available. If Damian Lillard does become available at one way or another, they have to think about making that kind of trade, because at least you know that if Damian Lillard has the ball in his hand, we know he's the best closer in the NBA. So,
nah, man, I'm rooting for the Ben Simmons trade.
I know
I'm really rooting for it.
You know what?
No, Errol, how about the Islanders with the goaltender, back-to-back shutouts? I mean, they really start in the hole with all those road games. I was afraid that would put them really behind the 8 ball, but they've done all right. I mean, losing
Barry Trotz is going to figure things out.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the Islanders at all, just as much as I know Jeff is not worried about the Bruins.
The Bruins stink. Their new lineup's terrible.
They'll be fine. The Bruins will. They're making the playoffs. The Bruins will get hot at the end of the season, and they'll make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're too good not to.
Yeah, they're too good. And
no, no. They're a playoff team. Right? I think they're a playoff team. They're first round and out, dude.
It might be.
I don't know. The Atlantic Division is not great, and now Florida just lost Quenville now.
Quenville because of that whole molesting thing.
Out 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah, honestly, if
they should be losing those dudes, Quenville shouldn't even be allowed to coach anymore.
He's not going to. He's not going to. Nobody's going to give him a job again.
And that's why people mentioning the Jonathan Kane and Taves and what were they going to do? What were they going to do?
Here's the thing. I understand what you're saying, and here's my thing. When you read what Jonathan Taves said, and even Patrick Kane said, and I know Patrick Kane personally, okay? That is not what two leaders say when you know that your
Patrick Kane ain't no saint.
First of all, Patrick Kane had nothing to do with the raping charges that he had. Okay, yes, Speedy. I almost had Patrick Kane come on our show to talk about it, and his publicist said that she doesn't want him to talk about it on the show. I was going to get him on the show to talk about it, and he
But regardless of how bad their comments are or their statements are, it still doesn't matter, right? They're employees. They're like, while they're the product, they're the on ice product. They're the low lying guys. This is exactly like the Penn State thing. What are you going to blame the other players for these things? No, dude. It's the people in charge. It's Quenville, and then from there on up, whoever was, president of hockey operations and GM and those people. Those are the people that should be going down, because Quenville knew. Everyone said Quenville knew.
And this is going to be a huge story, and it's only going to pick up steam. And there's a lot of pieces that are going to be added to it. I'm telling you, this is not over. This story is not over. I think there's a lot more in depth about it. I don't think he's the only player that he molested on the team.
I'll go so far as to say this to you, Errol, and I say it with full confidence and not taking it lightly.
Yeah.
The Wirtz family should be forced to sell the team.
I think they will. I think they're going to.
No, they should be. No, Gary Bettman should tell them, just like they did with Jerry Richardson. Sorry, you can't be one of us anymore. This was an organizational failure.
You can't have that kind of crap going on in an organization. It's absolutely horrendous.
It's disgusting. I mean, at first I was looking at it. I didn't really know the story. And then I slowly got the story, and I read a little bit of when we went to break. Because I think a 6'3", 20-year-old, 19-year-old kid shouldn't let somebody molest them. I'm sorry, you're a hockey player. You shouldn't let somebody molest them.
I'll go one step further on this and say this one with confidence too. Don't care. Whoever is the one that wrote the letter of recommendation for that dude to go work at a prep school with children should be brought on charges.
Dear Lord.
Endangering minors is a charge.
Oh, dear Lord.
I mean, the story is going to get worse and worse and worse. And Gary Bettman, this is going to hurt hockey because hockey is becoming very popular.
A lot of steam.
Yeah, it's becoming very popular here in America, especially here in New York with the new rinks getting built over there in Brooklyn and everything. It's becoming very popular here. And now this is going on. I mean, this is going to hurt the edge of hockey and where it was going. I mean, because Gary Bettman's going to have no answers to it. And Gary Bettman didn't even hear about it. Now, all of a sudden, this story comes out. Now the NHL is going to have to investigate it.
Yeah. But you can't really blame Gary Bettman.
No, I'm not blaming Gary Bettman, but he's the face of hockey. He's the commissioner, so he's going to have answers and he's got enough going on right now with the way with all these contracts. I mean, TNT has him. He's getting all these TV deals. I mean, the NHL is growing. I mean, you get to watch 3 NHL games on TNT every single week and 2 games on ESPN every single week. I mean, it's 5 games that you never got a chance to see. I mean, that's great for hockey because it becomes national news. But
it's still not as good as the deal they had, though. There was a game on every night on Versus or when they switched to NBC Network. So you're still getting 2 games less of national exposure every week. Every night there was a game on NBC.
Yeah, but it's on TNT now and ESPN, 2 bigger organizations.
Right, but you're going from 7 days a week down to 5. Your exposure is getting less.
I understand that, but you also have
and it's even getting worse because you have to pay for it sometimes because the games aren't on ESPN; they're on ESPN Plus.
Not every TV package has NBC Sports either, so.
The fact is where you see hockey, you would see that it was growing and it was in a very good position to be very successful. And now this thing comes out. This is going to pick up a lot of steam. This is not over. There's going to be a lot of stories coming out. Chicago, with all those championships and stuff like that, people are going to be,
Don't be surprised if they lose those.
No, they're not going to take those away.
Nah. Don't be surprised.
You're going to take Stanley Cups away.
Yeah, I think that's stupid. It's like you can't take away. It actually happened. It happened. You can't take it away. It happened.
Take the guy's name off the cup. I would do that. I would take the guy's name off the cup. They should take the guy's name off.
They're going to drop the hammer on this team. They're going to drop the hammer.
Well, I don't believe
drop the hammer in present things, not taking that championship.
I will tell you this:
there wasn't performance in him.
I will tell you this: Jonathan Thames and Patrick Kane will not be on this team by next year. I will put money on.
I'm surprised Jonathan Thames started this year on the team.
Why? He's a great player,
right? But what's his value is very. His value is one of those wacky ones, right? Because he's not really a stats guy. You want to talk about two-way players?
Yeah, his contract's not good, but he still contributes in other areas.
No. I'm not saying his plays declined at all. What I'm saying is his stats really, like the plus minus and the face-offs are his thing.
Defense
no, but that goes into plus minus. Thanks.
Sure.
So what I'm saying here is a team's not going to get him to, we need a better power play unit, or we need this, or we need that. It's going to, like, he's the captain of the team.
Leadership.
It's leadership. And, hey, we need a big face-off here and there. So, what team
doesn't show much of a leader after what he said the other day?
Well, and
I mean,
maybe,
it's disgusting.
I don't know. Does he have a trade clause? Maybe he wants to stay. I don't know. Maybe. He wants to stay
did you guys hear what he said? I mean,
I read what he said. I know.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying Mark and Jeff did hear a little bit of it because he said it was third grade reading level. But
dude, there should be nothing less than criminal charges.
I would agree.
This is legitimately a sexual assault that basically happened in a workplace, right? Because if you're asked to go and watch video at some guy's house, that's a work activity. And these are employees who are in charge of HR and things like that in a corporation, there should be charges from this. Failing to report a sexual assault is one of the most egregious things I've ever seen.
And like I said, Quinville, who's one of the best coaches in the NHL, will never coach in the NHL ever again. I don't think he'll ever coach again
Now,
in the NHL.
Not
I don't
that
think
this
that he
matters.
should, though.
Yeah, I know he shouldn't. No.
Not that this matters at all. But if you're the Florida Panthers, you gotta feel kind of screwed right now, right?
Why?
Your team was undefeated. You're looking like
They
the
weren't
best team in
staying
hockey right now.
undefeated.
I get it, but you look like the best team in hockey right now. Tampa Bay is going down. I mean, you kind of got to feel like you just got punched in the gut.
You know, it's so funny that you said Tampa Bay because me and Jeff were talking about it, that Tampa Bay lost so many pieces that we knew this was going to happen with Tampa Bay.
No. Tampa Bay was Tyler's big winner in the offseason, remember? Good in the offseason. Big winner. They kept Vasilevsky. Unbelievable. Dude,
Absolutely.
They lost half their team. They're a two-line team now. They stink.
Most teams hockey are 2-3 lines. To have a complete
They're a
four-line
two-line
team like
team.
they had was kind of crazy.
They were a 4-line team last year.
They
I
were a
completely
four-line
agree.
team.
I'm not
They're
denying
a
that.
two-line team now.
I guarantee you they'll still be
'Cause
where they are.
Their mistake was they gave too many big contracts to the guys that they shouldn't have, and they should have
Who
extended
shouldn't
the
they
other
have?
one. I first of all, you want me to go through the
No,
roster?
I just want one. 'Cause you said who they shouldn't have. So who?
The only
should
one
they
that's kind of biting them just because of the injuries is Stamkos.
Stamkos is the guy.
That's really the only one that's egregious.
You needed to keep him.
Yeah, of course, but I'm
You
just
need to
saying
keep him.
that's the only
What are
one.
we talking about? Who's still there now?
Yeah, the Lightning current contracts, is there any that are really that bad? And I just said the only one is Stamkos just because of the injuries.
I mean,
they all have huge contracts. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Nikita Kucherov's contract is a top 3 contract.
Yeah,
in the
his
league.
is. But
Field trip.
And he's hurt again.
Oh well,
Yeah, no, he's gonna be out 8 to 10 weeks.
He can't stay
He's
healthy.
going to miss the entire season.
Can't stay healthy. Kucherov can't stay healthy anymore.
That hip injury that he had that he missed the whole last season, he re-injured that hip again.
Oh, and I know what it feels like to have an injured hip. Let me tell you, it is not fun. It hurts. I after having surgery, and I was just telling Brittany the other day that I'm going to physical therapy. I'm going to tell you this right now. Where they did the incision, I'm getting so many sharp pains. And he says, "Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I'm doing all this heavy, different physical therapy stuff over there." And I can tell you this right now. It sucks. This is a terrible injury.
How far out are you?
6.5 weeks in, almost 7 weeks in after surgery.
Would you be able to skate right now?
No. I'm not going to be able to skate at full strength for at least 7 months.
I also think it's a completely different kind of story there. No offense to you, Errol. I'm certainly not picking on you, but you're also not an athlete in hockey conditions.
No,
so you asking if you could skate isn't exactly a good working timeline for someone that's been training full time forever.
No, you're absolutely right. My whole thing was I thought Errol would be able to say no, but Nikita Kucherov this, Kucherov that. I figured he'd be able to.
I wouldn't be able to. They wouldn't tell me to skate. That's for sure. Could I skate? Yeah, I probably could get on the
8 to 10 weeks. Kucherov could be out.
And that wasn't a dig to you.
No,
Errol, by the
you're
way.
not.
I'm just-
No, you're not. He didn't also have labrum surgery. I did, right? And I had my joint reattached to my muscle. Yeah, so it's different. It's a completely different. I had the same injury Alex Rodriguez had that he was out for 12 months. Same injury. You know, same surgery, same anchors. I had 4 anchors put in. He had 5. I mean, we're practically we had the same surgery. So
only he can pull Jennifer Lopez. And
that's true. That's true.
Hey, guys, I got to get going. I got to get up for work tomorrow. But I just wanted to ask one thing.
It's always a pleasure seeing you, bro. I'm glad to see that you paid your light bill again this month. Kudos to you.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, I got one question for you though, Jeff. What do you think of Mac Jones?
Jeff, yes, what do you think of Mac Jones?
Well, not bad. Certainly not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But again, on the scale of I like where he is. He's young. He's a rookie. But I'm also not overly excited. We're talking about a coach who's going to put his quarterbacks in good positions.
Right. I think it's a perfect position for him.
Jacoby Brissett He did it with who's the other? Garoppolo, right?
Garoppolo,
So
yeah.
I don't know if it's that Mac Jones is really good or because they certainly got a really small playbook. They haven't even opened the playbook with this kid yet.
What you're gonna find out about him is that he's great at making reads, and I think he's in a perfect position. I think getting drafted there was perfect for him because he fits that offense really well. Look, I think right now they're mediocre. Okay, I think the Patriots are very mediocre offense because they're really no threat to throw the ball further than 5 yards down the field. But you're going to see a little more development as the season goes on. To where he's able, because he can throw the deep ball, he can throw it with pretty good accuracy. So
one thing I can say about Mac Jones,
as the season goes on.
one thing, I like Mac Jones. I think that you know where his scale is. There, when you look at Trevor Lawrence or you look at Zach Wilson or Justin Fields, you don't know where their scale could go whoosh. Mac Jones, you know who he is. You know what he's capable of doing, and he's an accurate thrower. He can step into the pocket. He can make every single throw, and that's why the Patriots drafted him. And Jeff is right. They put the McDaniels and obviously Belichick are going to put him in the best place to succeed. So
I mean, the other problem with this whole argument, for me, it's also very early, so I don't want to discount this. And I know Errol is going to hate what I'm going to say now, but if we're being honest about how this happened, imagine if Trevor Lawrence had gone to the Patriots, or Justin Fields had gone to the Patriots, or Zach Wilson, right? Yeah. Like a lot of these other dudes got drafted to terrible situations. The Patriots was a pretty good situation to go to, so I think that you got to keep that in mind as well. That listen, if Mac Jones got drafted second and went to the Jets, would we be talking about how good Mac Jones was?
No, not at all, because you have a rookie coach. You have a rookie coach, a rookie.
I don't want to take a shot at you. I don't want to take a shot at you, so I'll change the team. If Mac Jones had gone number one and gone to Jacksonville, we'd be talking about how good Mac Jones is.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't.
No, and I'll go back and I'll say this, and I'm sorry to cut you off, Mark. I'll when you look at what with Jacksonville, you had a rookie coach, rookie quarterback, rookie everything, and I didn't expect Jacksonville to go out there and Trevor Lawrence to go out there and put up numbers. It doesn't work that way. Justin Fields.
I said this to you before the draft.
Yeah, you did.
Talked about this, and I said this to you before the draft that no matter who, no matter where any of the quarterbacks go, the two best quarterbacks that are going to be set up to succeed are whoever San Francisco takes and whoever New England takes, just because they had more than those other teams right now.
Yes. And again, I'm going to say it. I think San Francisco is done.
But they still have talent. And if Trey Lance were to get in that lineup and play full time with Deebo Samuel, but they stink because Jimmy Garoppolo stinks. Just let's be real about it. So put Trey
and they're
Lance
only
in,
using
and
one guy. That doesn't help either.
Right, but I still think Trey Lance is, while he's still not a developed quarterback, he's still in a better situation than say the Jets, Jacksonville, or what was the other team's quarterback?
The
Chicago.
Bears.
Yeah. Listen. I still believe that all three of those quarterbacks are going to be successful in this league. They just need to They need to be put in the right position to succeed. And right now, none of them are. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson.
But do you see what Mark just did, though?
Yep.
Do you see what Mark just did? Do you see what he's trying to do?
Hmm.
He's trying to point out the good things about Alabama. He's not preparing for the storm that's coming.
You're right. You got me, man.
Jeff, are you going to send a stampede of live bulldogs to his house?
Thank you, Mark.
God bless, guys.
I'm telling you, prepare, Mark. Go out and buy canned goods. Go out and get plenty of toiletries. Fill your bathtub with water. Right, the whole thing. Prepare because the storm is coming.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mark.
guys. Always great talking to you. Be good, guys.
Oh, I love you, Mark. Marky Mark, man. There he is. He's been working his ass off. He's a good guy. Jeff, before we let you go, have anything to say before we let you go?
Prepare for the storm. It's biblical. It's absolutely biblical what's going to happen.
Well, we know what's going to happen. We know
Georgia's got a tough test this week, though, so I'm just trying to get through this week.
I know you like the dogs this year, so.
Who they got this week, Jeff?
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's probably their last big test before they have to go.
They got most of the other SEC East teams out of the way already. So it's I think I didn't know I didn't know they're out of conference schedule off the top of my head.
I still think they have Tennessee left too or something, but Florida this week. So it's gonna feel so good to be so right about college football just all the time. Errol should have taken my advice and bet the dogs when I told him to when they were plus 1,600.
He did. Did you bet on it?
Yes, of course. I told you I did. I was like, dude, you want to get in on this? They're going to just plow people over.
It looks like
I picked them back in July. And they're doing what they're doing with a backup quarterback.
Yep.
Think about how sick, and they don't even have their best receivers playing.
Yeah, Pickens is out for the year. I don't think he's coming back anytime soon.
And I actually think you guys, Speedy, you of all people, I think should be rooting for him. Isn't that Phil McConkey's kid playing for him?
Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm.
See, there's a Giants connection, Speedy. Get on the bandwagon, bro. There's plenty of room for you.
I'm rooting for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think they did mention that in one of the.
Everybody knows
SEC
I'm a Seminole fan.
Yeah.
Not much to watch, but
nobody in the ACC is this year. Their best team is Wake Forest.
They haven't been much to watch for almost 10 years.
Dude, did you see the Wake Forest game this week?
Oh, what was it? 70-56. I didn't see the whole game. I saw parts of it.
Dude, it was something stupid that. It was literally like a touchdown scored on almost every possession. And what makes it even more disgusting is it was against Army.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I saw a tweet like Army had a passing touchdown, this college football season.
Listen, bro, I respect all of our armed forces, Coast Guard, Army, Navy, Air Force, all of them. Let's face facts. They stink at organized sports.
They do. They do.
Terrific with weapons, horrible with footballs. Right? And if you're letting Army score 59 times, you're letting the wishbone offense score 59 points.
That's the ACC's best team. Exactly.
Well, it's not much to talk about.
Exactly. That's my point.
Jeff.
Watch out for Boston College next season, though, Speedy. They're only a quarterback away.
Yeah, I saw a couple of weeks ago. They were 4-2. They're actually doing pretty well.
Yeah, and they had Phil Yurkovich go down early in the season. The quarterback went down. They've been playing with a terrible backup. And another name, just you want another fun thing to do, and you're looking for prospects. Old Tyler Vrabel on the offensive line there at Boston College.
All right.
Old Mike's kid. You should go and look at this kid. He is a mountain.
Maybe the Titans will draft him.
Dude, he's like 6'7", 340.
If he's that good, he'll be for a top 10 pick. He's not going.
Dude,
Mike Vrabel will trade up to get his kid.
I can see it happening. His kid's really pretty good. I mean, he's not top of the first round good, but he's still pretty good.
Well, yeah.
How can you not be good when you're that big?
His father's pretty big too. So,
but just hop on the bandwagon, Speedy. We're doing this with the Georgia Bulldogs. We should all just be throwing a party that Nick Saban isn't going to make it into the college football playoffs.
Jeff, I get it. If you really wanted to take it to the next level, considering the live bulldog idea.
I have a dog that I like very much, and so I won't be getting another dog anytime soon. But no, they slobber everywhere. But I am rooting for the Bulldogs. Yeah, I'm rooting for Georgia. But
the stampede of live mascots.
Alabama's not going to make it into the playoffs, though. They're done. Wow. They're in a lot of trouble.
Well, yeah, if they lose to Georgia, they're done. 2-loss team.
Yeah, it's going to be over because Ohio. I hope Carl is still listening. Carl, if you can hear me, Michigan stinks.
Do you think they lose this week to Michigan State?
No, I don't think Michigan State has anything for Michigan.
I agree with you on that. What I've said much of the season, I think Michigan's going to beat Michigan State, and then they're going to lose to Penn State. Now that Penn State has nothing to prove.
That kid Thorne isn't a very good quarterback. They have a couple of nice receivers in Naylor and in Reed, right? And Walker's a decent running back. But Michigan they really do play good defense. Michigan's problem is they can't score points.
That's why I think they will win this game. I think they'll lose to Penn State because once Penn State
stinks.
They do. But I think they have no pressure on them. Michigan's going to get a weird loss, and I think
they'll beat Michigan
Clifford
State.
will think will be healthy.
They'll
by
beat
then.
Michigan State, and they're going to beat Penn State.
You're going to get an undefeated Michigan against the whatever it is, an 8-1, 9-1 Ohio State team, and then Michigan's going to get run over because. Speedy, go and look
2018, deja vu, 2018.
Speedy, go and look at what Penn State has done. They can't score points either.
I know that.
I don't think they're going to be able to score on Michigan.
I'm not saying they're great. I think Clifford will be healthier by then, though, too. And
Penn State couldn't even score points against Iowa.
I know. I'm not saying Penn State's good. I'm just saying they have no pressure
Purdue
on them.
put up 40
and they're still
points on Iowa.
talented. They're still talented, and they have no pressure. They'll have no pressure on them now that they're gone because they're a 2-loss team now, too. So,
right, too much distractions, though, because they're not a very good team, and I also don't think it helps that James Franklin's name is swirling around.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, you think he's gone?
I don't. Why would you make that move?
No, I wouldn't either.
Why would you make that move?
I'm just saying everything.
He's a pro style coach that would be going to a very spread conference. Everyone plays spread in that conference. Arizona State, UCLA, Oregon. Everyone plays spread.
Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't do it either. I wouldn't do it either. I'm just saying.
I don't think he's a good fit to go out there. Yeah. I honestly don't think he's a good fit to go out there. I don't think it's. I don't know who they're going to go and get, but I don't think James Franklin's the answer. I think he's fine just where he is. That's the conference for him. They're a pro-style conference. They already get all the good players from Pennsylvania and stuff, which is a hotbed for high school football. And another reason, honestly, he's established in the Big Ten. I don't want to move across town from Chip Kelly and try to recruit against Chip Kelly in an area he doesn't know anything about.
True.
I think that'd be a big mistake for him.
No, I agree with that for sure. I was just curious if you thought he was actually going to leave.
I mean, I think it should be a former player. I've said this for a long, if you look at the model that's kind of working now, these kids don't care about, Jim Harbaugh. They care about Michigan because Michigan's got cachet, the school does, but no one's showing up to Michigan because, I remember John Harbaugh throwing a pass with the Colts or Jim Harbaugh. And then, you know what I'm saying? No one knows about that. So I think they should get a younger person that might be relevant, a former player, Juwan Howard's coaching Michigan basketball. That's huge. Everyone knows.
He's done very well with Michigan basketball.
Right, but everyone knows Juwan Howard. Everyone knows the Fab Five. So that's a recruiting tool. But if not that they're interested, I don't know that they're interested, but I think the move would be to get Reggie Bush.
Reggie Bush, the USC coach.
Tell him to stop making Wendy's commercials and go coach USC. He'd be able to recruit. He was the most electrifying college player of recent history.
Yeah.
Right? He's a national champion.
And he dated a Kardashian.
Right, but I'm just saying, that's why I think they should can Jim Harbaugh in Michigan, and I think they should hire Charles Woodson.
All right. The former player model taking over the college football. I like it.
But it works everywhere.
No, I'm not denying the success. It's a pretty large sample, so.
Name a guy. Honestly, name a guy that isn't Nick Saban that is successful in college football that wasn't a former player.
Yeah, I don't know all the backstories, so I'll trust your judgment on that.
Look at just not for nothing. Look at Tennessee. Tennessee's up and coming. Who did they hire as a coach? Former quarterback Josh Heupel. You need former players to do this. He's going to recruit the hell out of that area and get a bunch of kids with talent, and they're going to be good in a very short amount of time. But Ed Orgeron's not, doing so good. Mike Leach isn't very good, right?
Mike Leach is good for personality. That's really it. He's a streaky coach.
Right. But you need, it's why I think Mike Norvell should be fired at Florida State, and they should hire.
Well, he should have never ditched Memphis to begin with. That was cold of him the way he did that.
Right, but it's why Florida State should ditch him. Because they need to catch up on money because they're still paying Willie Taggart. So they need to catch up on money. They can't just fire another coach.
Yeah, that's pretty sad in itself.
Well, they signed him to like a 6-year contract. They fired him after his second year.
Yikes.
Right? So that's why I think, listen, name a better dude to coach Florida State than Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the primetime brand. Everyone remembers him at Florida State. That would be a winning formula.
Well, I'm a Florida State fan, so I wouldn't mind it. So.
Right, but that's that. Like they're gonna fire Manny Diaz at Miami. If they hire anyone but Ed Reed, it's a failure. You don't think kids would want to show up to play for Ed Reed?
Mm-hmm. They would. The question is, does he want to coach like that?
He's already been on the sidelines this year for basically every game. He's already been like halfway coaching them.
Very interesting. Jeff,
I mean, that's what I would do. Big time former players, man. That's what's going to get kids to go to your school. Hey, I want to go. Like it's just like Michigan basketball. Hey, I want to go play for the dude that was on the Fab Five.
Right.
Wouldn't you want to go play for Charles Woodson, who was a Heisman winner, the last defensive player to win a Heisman?
Yeah. Well, second. Actually,
no, he was the most recent. He was the most recent.
Was it
to win a Heisman?
Oh, the Heisman. I'm talking about the MVP. I mean, defensive.
No,
player.
he's talking just Heisman.
Yes,
Charles
Woodson.
Not defensive player of the year in the NFL.
Charles Woodson won defensive player of the year, a Heisman, a Super Bowl.
Super Bowls.
Super Bowl.
I think.
Right.
Didn't he win a national title too?
No, I don't think Michigan's.
So.
I don't think Michigan's won it in my lifetime. I don't think.
But I think he's the first player to ever do all that stuff. So
yeah, MVP. It was defensive player of the year in the NFL, Heisman, and Super Bowl with the Packers.
I think he's the first player to ever do that.
But I mean, think about this. Think about if you're a 17-year-old kid, you're a junior in high school, and Jim Harbaugh walks into your house and is like, "I want you to come play quarterback at Michigan." You're gonna go, "Who the hell is this dude?" If Charles Woodson walks into that same kid's house, he's gonna go, "Oh man, that's Charles Woodson."
Oh no, they were 1997. They were 1997 national champions.
Oh, were they?
Yep. Voted atop the final AP poll according to this. I'm trying to figure out who they beat.
He's the first player to do all that. That all I know. He's the only player in history to do all that. Win a Heisman, win a defensive player of the year, win a national championship, and win a Super Bowl. I don't think anybody's ever done it. He's done it all. So he's accomplished everything that you want to accomplish, and he's a Hall of Famer. So he will.
And that would revive the ACC, by the way, too. Can you imagine a conference? Just think about this for a second, because Miami is going to fire Manny Diaz. They are definitely firing Manny Diaz. He's gone. So think about 2 years down the road in that big ACC matchup where Miami, with Ed Reed coaching, plays Florida State with Deion Sanders coaching.
Be fun to watch.
Can you imagine like that's a ratings bonanza. Who's not watching that?
No, I think everybody will be watching it. Even Tyler, who hates college football.
Yeah, Jeff, they won the 1997 national championship when Lloyd Carr was coaching there, and they beat Washington State in the Rose Bowl and was dubbed national champions that year.
Lloyd Carr, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the headline when he was leaving too, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Because you remember who they were trying to get to coach? Because the headline in the newspaper there was, "Is the new car have less miles?"
Oh,
because they were trying to get less miles to coach.
Wow, that is a great headline.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, "Oh, that's terrific."
Whoever wrote that was a genius.
Jeff, we gotta go, bud.
All right, Errol, take care of Speedy. Keep an eye on Kadarius Toney.
I will if he plays this week. I'm hoping he does.
All right, boys. Cheers.
Later, man. Jeff from Tampa. Great show. Thank you, Mark, for joining us. Thank you, Michel Anderson. Tyler.
Hello.
There you are.
How's it going?
You're alive?
I think I fell asleep for an hour with my eyes open.
You did when it came to football,
What are you,
college
a horse
football.
now? Sleeping with your eyes open?
College football.
It doesn't follow college football.
NCAA can kiss my ass.
He's not a big college football fan.
Although with the new rules. With the new rules.
I think college football is fun to watch. I started watching it more and more.
It's actually, I think it's better team football than the NFL. It's just,
it's when you get closer to the championships, it's so much more fun to watch college football than it is the NFL.
Oh no, the bowl games are better than most of the playoff games we get.
It's so much fun. The national championship is so much better than watching the national championship than the Super Bowl. I mean, the Super Bowl is just it's a hit or miss.
Right.
Both are blowouts this year.
Yeah, so it's a hit or miss. But I think when you think of the
national, so damn good.
The national championship, why is he so good? He's a good shooter.
What?
Why is he so good?
He's the most. And they lost tonight, but his performance is just amazing.
He's a great shooter.
No, he's a great offensive player.
He's a great shooter.
Okay, we're not doing this right now.
And that's
We'll
it.
be here for another hour.
I want to go. Anyways, we will be back next week on Wednesday and Thursday. Listen to the Weekend Crunch. Check it out. If you don't live in Long Island, download it or go to what's it again? I'm sorry.
iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio.
Yes, TuneIn Radio. You can check us out at
Check out our app.
7 p.m. Yes, you can go to our app on iOS, WWSRN, or Android,
I finally learned
Worldwide
something.
Sports Radio Network. All I got to say is thank you to all the guests and all the fans that listen to us. We will be back next week. Good night.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.